Welcome back to the Chicken and the Duck podcast with myself, Rye, and my brother Micah, where we talk about anything and everything pop culture, but mostly movies. Micah, how are you doing today?
Doing good.
Doing good.
Yeah.
How's the job hunt?
And still just applying to crap ton of jobs. But I there's a designer here
Mm,
that mom and dad know because he has a kid that's Elijah's age.
uh-huh.
Um so I reached out to him like I don't know, it's like a week ago or something.
Yeah.
And uh, connected with him or
Mm,
whatever and then had a meeting with him. And then he sent a proposal to a dude who wants a brand design or
mm.
whatever because he wants me to do it. And he said he's been looking for somebody to take on projects for him because he has too much to do.
Oh, interesting.
So um, yeah,
So you'll be
basically
making money
I
through
could
that?
have basically I could have a job. I don't know how it would work. But the more that they talk to him because he's at his kids at Elijah's camp or whatever, and so he's always there apparently. So
Yeah.
he's talking to mom and dad the past 2 days,
Mm-hmm.
and sounds like he wants me to do it all or whatever.
Like you'd have a
But
full-time job just doing projects alongside him?
yeah, I don't know how it would work. That's what I was gonna say. I don't know how. He sounds like he has a lot
Yeah.
to do or whatever,
Yeah.
and he's got like a big network.
Really?
Or I mean, he seems young, so I don't know how he got such a huge network super quick. But yeah, this dude that he wants me to do the brand design for is an agriculture company in Mississippi that called him and
Wow.
messaged him asking him to do brand design. So
Wow.
and he said he's got people in like up in Washington and
Mm.
like New York, Massachusetts, like Boston,
Yeah.
just random places all over the place that just contact him,
Wow. That's pretty
which
crazy.
is which is pretty crazy. But so it sounds like it'd be quite a bit, but I don't know whether or not I'd be like an employee or just freelance or whether I'd get because if I was an employee, I'd probably have a salary at that point, but
Right.
it could just be a full time or close to full time hourly
Freelance.
job or whatever, which
Yeah.
I'd get paid like 35 an hour
By
for.
him or by the clients?
Well, yeah, I think it'd be I don't
Both
know. I feel
technically.
like it'd be clients, but
Right.
yeah, technically, because I think they'd just pay him, but
And
they
then
pay
he
him
would
my
distribute
rate.
and he'd probably take a chunk because you work
Eh,
for him.
He'd probably charge them more. He'd probably charge them like something over the top for me, and then he'd pay me my rate, and then he'd take off the top probably.
That makes sense. Plus he's doing his own
Um,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, and so something along those lines or in the middle or somewhere. But basically, as long as I'm doing that, I'd be good while I looked for a job.
Are you doing that one design or that one company? Like for sure?
He sent them a proposal, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
It sounds pretty for sure. It's not very likely that someone reaches out to you and then denies it, you know,
The
the
proposal.
proposal.
Did you like make like mock-ups and things like that for it? Or have you not done that yet?
No, you don't. No, it's just the proposal is just stuff that things you would do, what you
Oh.
would do, how the process looks, and then price. Which the price, um, I quoted. Uh, he said that he just quotes solid amounts or whatever. I was like, usually I just do hourly and I break down time or whatever like that and charge people. And he's like, yeah, I don't do that. I just give them a price. And he's like, the quicker I get it done, the more profit I make.
That's a good point. That's smart.
And
Hey,
so
that
I just quoted. I still didn't quote him that much, to be honest. Brand identity design go like they range between two and like $75,000,
how much did you quote him?
1,500.
Wow. That I bet you that feels like holy crap, if I finish this, like and they just pay me $1,500. That's insane.
Yeah,
that
it'll be nice. That's
is
for sure.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Did the
So
guy like look at it and be like that's good, like a good price, or did you send it to him,
I sent it
the company?
to the dude. No,
Oh,
to his name's Blake. I sent
oh,
it to him.
nice.
Or whatever, and he was like, "Yeah, it looks good." And he was like having me send him some brand guideline things I've done and get like what my sketching and early composition look like. So I sent him those kind of things. He's like, "Yep, all looks good."
That's
And he's
cool.
like, "I'm drafting the proposal or whatever, sending it to the guy."
That's really cool.
Yeah, so that'll be sweet.
Yeah, no kidding. Congrats. Hopefully that if you could do that full time, you could live wherever you want and
Yeah, he already thought it was remote. So,
oh really?
which I am technically. There's
Technically.
no office or anything.
Right. You just
Um, he
Zoom
didn't think I
call.
was in Granbury though. He thought I was in Washington.
Oh.
So we did a video call, and like,
Wow.
no, I'm in Granbury, and
You wanna buy me
he's like, well, next
coffee?
time we do this, we can just meet
Go
in
get
person,
food or something. That's
something like
that's
that.
that's pretty cool. Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's very
pretty
exciting.
sweet. Other than that, I mean, so I did the menu. I did menus for Palmer and Mac's wedding.
Yeah.
So that was good.
That's
Did a
cool.
couple menus for that. A few $100, which was nice.
Hey, I paid you 25. Don't forget.
You you did pay me 25. That was more than I expected.
Really?
Yeah, you sent me 25, and I was like, it's like, wow, that's actually more than I expected.
It was. That's obvious.
Contact, I did a logo for him.
Yeah, I did a logo. Um, or he did a logo for me for, uh, I guess like more like solo. I guess podcast. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna be posting like those movie edits I've been doing on there.
Content.
Yeah, it's just content under the IP redeeming reels, and I just wanted a logo for it. Um,
Yeah,
I was like trying to make a video like introducing it this week. And I was like, I don't know how to. I took like 75 times, and I'm still gonna redo it because now I'm doing. I recorded it before I started making that video edit, and now I want to say that I want to make those too, because I have a bunch of ideas, and so I recorded. I was like, this is redeeming reels, blah 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 blah, explaining things like, and the Chicken the Duck podcast is it's still a thing, and it's like the number one priority. This is just for fun on the side. It's not good. I was just like losing my mind trying to figure out what to say
that's so
because
funny.
I didn't want people to be like, "Oh, right, you're just giving up on Micah and doing that." I'm like, no, like no. And I was like, if I do a movie review on this, it'll be more like spiritual. Mike and I give all these technical reviews on art. It was a mess. I I
That's funny.
I swear I deleted like 80 things.
That's hilarious.
I wonder if I have one of them. I think one of them was like, "Welcome to this podcast. By the way, I've been recording this for 3 hours, so this is it." And I said like four things and then stopped recording because I couldn't. I was like sitting here. I was like, "Screw this! I'm going to bed." Oh, it was funny. I thought
That is hilarious.
it was really funny, but
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, and I'm in the process of painting shoes.
Palmer and Max.
Yeah.
Are they red, white, blue themed, or what are they themed?
Yeah, they're red, white, and blue.
Makes sense.
They're just color block or whatever.
Okay.
Um, you know, nothing crazy.
Yeah, makes sense.
Um, just it's just to look good. So basically, the whole back of it's like navy blue. Then the middle section of the Air Force is like white, and then the front, the whole toe is red, and then the swoosh is red, and the red goes. It's like the swoosh overlaps the white and the blue part.
Nice.
It looks really good,
That's
but
cool.
yeah. So now I got to do his, size
Nice.
25,
So what is he actually
which
like? 17.
yeah, 16 I think or
Oh,
something.
that's
Yeah, it'll take a lot longer.
yeah.
She's
Then
got big
Max,
feet too, though. She wears like size 8.
their kids are gonna be ginormous,
Yeah.
which is funny. But nice. That's cool.
Yep.
Hanging out with Elijah. I'm guessing a little bit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh,
What have I been doing? So I, like I said, I was doing the planning redeeming reels things, like what I want to do, like video essays. Um, and I started making those movie edits. I sent you one of them. That was like a minute long. I don't know what I was doing. Oh, I was trying to make a outro. I thought it was cool. Like if I did everything I put out of content for redeeming reels, I had like a movie edit outro because like that'd be cool. And so then I just randomly just started making it. Um, and I use CapCut because it's free, and like I don't need to make anything longer than 15 minutes, and that's the limit. And it's so simple. And I just had downloaded it on my computer. Um, and you have 10 gigs of storage basically for. And I was like, if I download it on my thing, I'm just gonna delete it. I'm not gonna edit like it again probably. So I think I could just have unlimited storage basically.
Mm-hmm.
And so started doing that, and then I planned out a bunch of things. Like I think I planned to do. Let's see if I can find. Like I downloaded a bunch of songs like that people usually use for their edits and all that. But like I want to do a Spider-Man one with like the remix of the running up that hill with like the deaths that are impacted by Spider-Man and all those moments. I think that'd be sick. I want to do an MCU one. I want to do. There's some like other like ones that are just like a bunch of quotes, things like that. So right now I'm working on like it's actually I think it's actually so sick. Um, it's like just the best shots in my opinion of different movies. I mean, I have everything in there, and I've done like 3 minutes of it. I want to say I put it, but at the very beginning, so there's this pastor theologian named R.C. Sproul. You might have heard of R.C. Sproul before, but he has this like podcast. He's dead now, but like it was a transcript and it's a clip of him saying something at the very beginning. He's talking about some opera he went to and how it was super moving and beautiful. And um he's like talking about it, and then he has this quote that I clipped and cut. In the beginning it says, I saw something of the grandeur of God and this expression of beauty. And then it's like at the beginning, and it opens with like the Shawshank Redemption thing. I'll have to send it to you when I'm finished, obviously. And so
Yeah, definitely.
it opens with that quote, and then it's like 5 minutes of clips, and I'm trying to make it smooth, so taking me a long time. I did it for like 3 hours yesterday, and I'm not done.
Wow.
I feel like you like with like it's the most artistic thing I've ever done, because like
Mm-hmm.
the visual reviews, like it was like a step in the artistic direction. I just made squares and dragged pictures into them. So like it's artistic, but not as like this. I'm actually like creating something. So it has that quote. I saw something, the grandeur of God and this expression of beauty. And then at the very end, as like a bunch of the music like builds up obviously throughout, and then it goes like quiet, and then it's just like this piano throughout the rest of it. He says, because wherever there's beauty, um wherever beauty is, the excellence of God is borne witness. And it like slowly cuts out, and so it's like that whole, it's like the essence of what I think redeeming reels would be or anything like that. And I was like, that is cool. It's like this spiritual
Cool.
tie-in with like every movie that I think is like beautiful to look at. So it's really fun. It's really cool.
Oh yeah.
So I'm having fun with that. Obviously I went and saw Spider-Verse a bunch. I saw it by myself, then I saw it with Jenna's brother Josh, then I saw it with students last night, which was really fun. We had like 10 students come, which was pretty sweet.
That was cool.
And like I knew what was gonna Jenna was there too, and I knew obviously everything was gonna happen. We'll talk about it, but I'll be like looking at the reactions, and it was pretty fun. But it was funny. So the day I went to see it the first time, I went to Hot Topic just because I wanted to go to the mall, and I bought like a Spider-Man T-shirt. It was like $35. It was sick. It's black. It was like the symbiote Spider-Man like crawling out of the grave thing, like the comic cover. Sick. Because I was like, I could buy this, or I could buy like Funko Pops and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is really sweet. I really like this. I went and saw the movie, and I was like, I went back to Hot Topic. I literally took my shirt off, put on a different shirt that I had in my car. When I was like, the tag fell off, and I returned it so I could buy Across the Spiderverse Funko Pops, because I was like, this is way too good. To not, I liked it so much. I bought this. It's like a complete.
Oh yeah.
I thought like I went to Barnes and Noble because I was just going to work at the Starbucks, and I was walking around because I always do, And I thought it was like a magazine cover. I was like, that's dumb, but like, it looks cool. The cover's cool. It caught my eye, obviously. And then I picked it up and I was like, it's literally just Spider-Man facts and different things, like all throughout. It's like every from Across the Spiderverse to the original Spider-Man, like any movie Spider-Man, it's that. So I was like, wow, that's cool. It's like $10, so I bought that. Um, Other than that, we've just been chilling. I've been like, my allergies have been terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I keep finding tonsil stones. Like my throat like feels relief, and then I look in the back of my throat, and they're like stuck like way back, and so I have this. It's been miserable trying to figure that out too.
Dang.
Very annoying. We have a leader that it's his last day today. It's his last time leading, and I got him. He's been leading for like 2 years, and I got him a mug because he drinks coffee. And it's gonna be backwards, but it says quitter. I mean, happy retirement. Congrats on escaping. Which is
That's
funny.
hilarious.
Which is I saw it on Amazon. I was like, that's actually so good. And tonight's also our senior night, like where we celebrate them. So I got them gifts, and then did instead of cards for people to sign, I got the places you'll go and have everybody sign the inside for them. So, super. I think it's super cool. It's obviously not an original thought. Like the amount of people that use the places you'll go for a senior thing is ridiculous, but it's a good idea, so I did it anyway.
Yeah, that's cool.
Jenna dropped my Bible in water. You could say.
How?
Uh, my Bible was sitting on our chair in the living room with my computer bag. I still don't know how. Well, she was going to soak her feet because of work and like Epsom salt. She had like a little bucket thing, and she knocked the Bible off into the bucket. And I was laying in bed just because I was tired. I was laying there for a second, and she walked in. She's like, "I made it. Oops." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And so like I had to glue like the seams together, and like this is like my Bible that I use to preach and all this stuff. And I have like stickers and like tons, all the Chip and Joanna Gaines stickers. I have these stickers. I have these stickers. If you go to the back, I have stickers. Like this is Bible's like, and because I have a bunch of Bibles, obviously, like whatever. But I use this Bible every day. She's like, you have other Bible. It caused a little bit of strife. To say I was so mad. Oh my goodness, I was so mad. It's like fixed.
That's hilarious.
And it just looks weird. It looks like it has, I said character now, but when she walked in, she's like, "Oops." I'm like, "No, not oops. You're gonna die." I am very mad. Like this is ridiculous. So that was like the worst part of my week. But I'm trying to think if I did anything else. I don't think so. Gotta plan all these things for the summer, which is like fun, but like it's a lot. Part of being a youth pastor is being an event planner, which kind of sucks. But camp, and because I've never experienced this before, it's like some of you like you do fundraisers for camp, but it's like kind of like on the back end, like some people do fundraisers, and like the church fundraises money, but not a lot. But fundraise culture for small churches is like huge because that's like some of you is like everybody feels like everybody's got a lot of money. This is not to say people don't have money at Crosspoint because they do, but like fundraise culture is just a thing. It's like you just fundraise, and so I'm like planning. I'm like I've never planned a fundraiser before. It's like we're doing a car wash and doing all the like the envelope fundraiser and all that stuff, but
yeah, that's crazy.
Never done it before. I never knew it was like everyone just paid money. I don't know. So culture's different. I like it. It's awesome, but yeah, nonetheless. But yeah, I think that's it for my week. We got a lot to talk about, so
Sweet.
should we get into pop culture?
Let's do it.
You want to kick us off?
Yeah, sure. First thing we got to talk about, we were talking about Apple Vision Pro and just the Apple announcement
Yeah, in general.
event. Uh, but yeah, that included iOS 17 and Apple Vision Pro were like the big things.
Yep.
Um, your thoughts on the Apple Vision Pro?
Um, I was talking to Dad about this yesterday because I FaceTimed them when I showed them the video. I was wanting to get their reaction to it, but then I was talking to Dad about it, and I told Dad that right now the Vision Pro is cool. Like it's pretty sweet. It's a cool idea. What the implications are for the future is scary because it feels very. I mean, it felt. I saw a side by side of like him putting on the glasses, and then the next video was Ready Player One, him putting on the glasses,
Mm-hmm.
and so it feels very much like that. I know that's not what that is now. Like it's not even close to. Like I mean, it's close, I guess, but it's not that yet. Um,
Yeah,
and I know we've had VR stuff before, but obviously Apple's technology is out of this world. So um, right now it's cool. I will never pay $3,000 for it. Like that's ridiculous. But
correct.
um, the future's I'm weary of the future. I would say.
Yeah, it is crazy. Some of the features are pretty insane.
Like it would be
Like,
cool to be like you don't need screens. You just have it. Like that's cool.
yeah, it is cool. And like the when people come into view or whatever, they like blend in or
Yeah.
whatever, so you like
Why?
can like see them, and then once that happens, then it like shows your eyes through it, so they know that that you can see them, and like, oh yeah, it's just pretty crazy.
It is pretty. It's wild. It's. I mean, props to Apple. It's innovative. It's genius. It's all those things. You know. So, um,
Yeah,
what did you think of iOS 17?
I think iOS 17 is gonna be great.
I agree.
I think it's awesome. I think it's one of their. It looks like it'll be one of their biggest steps forward in a while.
They added, in my opinion, one of the most pointless things they've ever done.
Which
Okay,
one is
it's
that?
just based. It's cool in theory, but logically, okay. I told mom and dad this. They thought it was funny. Maybe I'm just completely wrong. Okay, so feel free to correct me. But in the iOS 17, if you FaceTime, say I FaceTime you and you don't pick up, I can leave you a voicemail. FaceTime.
Yeah, video. It's basically just sending a video.
That exists already. Like I
It
just
is.
it's pointless.
It is
Pointless.
pointless. It's a little more convenient because, well, in a sense, it's more convenient.
Yeah,
Uh,
I get it. I get what
in
you're saying.
in theory, so you call someone, you leave them the voicemail. So it's automatic. You FaceTime someone, you can just automatically start recording a video that will then just send to that contact.
Right.
Blah blah. Takes out steps. But nobody sends videos when someone doesn't pick up a FaceTime. No one leaves them a voicemail. I guess occasionally someone will send them a message, but usually if someone doesn't pick up FaceTime, it's just like just move on.
Yeah, you just move on with your life. You just like you text them, be like FaceTime me or call me or whatever, or they FaceTime you back. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So like
Um, what's cool though is the voicemail.
the live
Um,
voicemail,
live
that
voicemail
is
where
cool.
if
That
you
is
don't answer the phone and they start leaving a message, it's like the old answering machines where you can hear them.
yeah. That's helpful because I'm like, is this person leaving a voicemail and I want to know what they're saying if I care or not.
Correct. Yes. There's a lot of times where I don't answer the phone because like I don't recognize it or whatever, and then
Yeah.
um or I don't have a reason. Like I don't think there's a reason to answer it or
Mhm.
whatever, and then I wait for the voicemail to find out
Yeah.
if it was useless or useful.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty cool, and the widget stuff's pretty cool. Like control center customization is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Changing the look of the apps in the context that they showed it was stupid. It's like useless because they like changed it to look like old like Mac
Mhm.
icons, which is like so hideous.
Right.
But if they have like colors, custom color scheme stuff, that would be cool.
That would be sweet.
But yeah,
Yeah, it looks cool. I mean, I always it's always such a stupid like thing to get excited for. It's just an operating system.
yeah.
But like it's cool.
But there's a lot of quality uh
Yeah.
quality of life changes that happen, which are really really nice.
Yeah, I agree. It's exciting. So, um, yeah, we're thumbs up on iOS 17, thumbs in the middle on Apple Prohibition, whatever.
Hmm.
So Amy Pascal, she's like the spider chick. I don't know, she does everything Spider-Man. She confirms that Miles Morales live action film is in the works. It's exciting. Don't cast the
Hmm.
dude that plays Miles now.
I know.
Because one, he's great. We'll talk about it. He's so good as the voice of Miles. Like, he's actually incredible. Like, amazing. Okay?
Hmm.
Dude is one of the most annoying people IRL I've ever seen, from like a character to a real life person. Like,
Hmm.
oh my god, he's annoying.
And he's so down bad.
He's so down bad for Haley Steinfeld. It's crazy. Like, I get it, but like, it's on national TV. On
And
the
she got a boyfriend.
That's Josh
That's
Allen.
Josh Allen, and he just got announced to be the cover of the new Madden.
Is he
First
really?
first Bills player ever.
Bro, incoming Madden curse. Anyway, no,
He's already cursed. It doesn't matter.
he's so down bad. It's hilarious. I mean, I don't blame him, right? Like, shoot your shot, but like, you can
But
tell.
it's like he shoots his shot the same exact way every single time. It's easy to flirt when I'm looking at Haley
Yeah, it's like, dude,
over and over and over again in
dude,
every different interview. I'm like, bro, get a new line.
shut up. Yeah, for real. And the other thing is, he's like, I want to be the live action Miles Morales. Bro, you're 30.
You're 30 years old.
And you are not
And
like,
he's short and stocky. He's not like tall
he's
and
not,
skinny.
and he's not Latino. He's just black, which is great. Like, be you,
Correct,
but
yeah.
you are
I mean,
not
people are saying to cast like No Name, and I agree.
No Name. Or I don't disagree with the Miles Brown thing. He's the Latino black
Yeah,
actor
but
from Grownish.
but he is. He's problem with people have with him or whatever. He's not. It's not like super dark.
No, he's pretty light, and I don't think he's that great of an actor. So that's
Neither
that
do
too.
I. I think he looks pretty similar,
Yeah, he
although
looks. He look.
he is lighter skin. But
I
yeah, I
take
don't
him
think he's
over
that great.
Shamik Moore, bro.
Yeah,
But you can make Haley Steinfeld Spider Gwen. That I'm for. She's a good actress
yeah,
too.
yeah. You definitely could.
There are better castings for sure.
Yeah. I think that you should just stray, but it's definitely possible though.
But I have thoughts on what the live action Miles Morales will be in terms of in correlation with the Spider Verse trilogy as well. But we'll talk about that later.
Mm.
Spider-Man 4 is halted production due to writer strike. I don't know why that's. I guess it's news, I guess, but like, most things have halted production, and if they
Hmm.
don't halt production, it's gonna be like the last time there was a writer strike. The movie we got was Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. So they didn't stop production, which tells you why the movie's
Hmm.
not great. So, yeah, I mean, pay the writers. How long does this have to go on? It's not that difficult. They're not asking for like crazy, crazy things either.
Yeah, no. And they're mostly asking just for job security. That's the big thing.
And a little
They're
bit
like,
more pay,
yeah, they're like, yeah, we want a little more compensation, but really, we just want you to not try to use AI to take our jobs.
which would be terrible because AI
Yeah,
doesn't.
should be such an easy like, okay, yep,
AI is just not good at
deal.
it. Like,
No, it's not. It's just gonna be missing human touch forever.
yeah,
So
yeah. Anyway, Annie Muschietti, Flash director, is reportedly directing Batman: The Brave and the Bold. um,
we'll see how good the Flash is.
yeah, exactly. He also said that they're not recasting Ezra Miller if they do a sequel, which there's no way that that's true. And also, he's not in charge of casting.
No, he's not in charge of casting.
Because even if James Gunn and Peter Safran were like, we're not going to recast, if you're an executive, like the top of Warner Bros., I
Hmm.
bet you're like, recast. You have to like, someone above the
Yeah,
director is making that decision.
it is interesting though because every single person already would have he would have already been gone like most scenarios. So I don't know how he got to stay.
I
That's the thing though.
it's
So that's the thing that it's like them saying he's not gonna get recast. It's like, well, maybe because he already would have been gone.
the only reason, in my opinion, the only reason he's not recast is so that they can do. Like, if they spent millions of dollars on this marketing and like this movie's been delayed a million times, and this movie needs to come out and do well, and then they could be like, "Yo, we're done with this."
Yeah, I guess, but same time, I don't know. Other things you'd already be gone.
Yeah,
They would have just canceled the movie, take the loss.
it is like one of the highest budget of a movie though. Like it's like 300 plus million. So like it's kind of hard to cancel $300 million.
Yeah, it's true.
Talk about a tax write off. Um. Uh. Also, the fact that like we've heard nothing about Jonathan Majors is weird.
I know.
Like, let me know what's going on, please.
I know. I don't know why we haven't seen anything about that.
It was like so prevalent. Now it's just nothing. So news these days is so weird because like the fact that this showed up on my timeline and I put it in our notes of like the first trailer for Pixar's Elio has been rated and ready for release. Like I'm excited, which is why it put me in there because the film follows a boy who's transported across the galaxy and mistaken for intergalactic ambassador for Earth. Sounds cute, sounds fun. Okay, but why isn't news that like the trailer's ready?
Yeah, I know.
It's like, can we not just wait for things so that you have to give us like all the details of everything?
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
No
Um,
facts.
yeah. So Elemental comes out a week from this Friday, so that'll be a big deal in terms of like where Pixar's going and how Pixar's gonna recover from Lightyear and Turning Red. Um,
Yep.
and I don't think Turning Red was that bad, but
No, it wasn't. It just wasn't good.
it just wasn't like amazing. I'm Jen and I are going through Pixar right now, and we watched 2 movies so far, just random because who cares? Doesn't matter. But I'm excited to rewatch Cars 2. That's what I'm most looking forward to, so that I can be like an adult and be like, is this movie actually bad?
Yeah,
Because we've talked
it's
about it.
not. Spoiler alert. It's not.
It's still not like I get. It's probably not like amazing, but like
It's it's very possible that it is better than Cars 3 though.
okay,
Like it's very possible. Cars 3 was like if you actually I think I don't know. I I don't know which one is will be more of a drastic change. For watching Cars 2, I don't know if it'll be more of a drastic change and how much better you think that is, or rewatching Cars 3, how
thinking
much worse you'll think that is. Because it's really not like it is really so disappointing. They stick Lightning McQueen in like the back burner the entire movie, and then randomly throw in like these little bits of
nostalgia,
like him and Doc, like that scene
yeah,
and
which
things
are
like that.
so
But it's
good.
really all about the chick, which is like, and
Cruise
you
or
just
whatever.
like, yeah, Cruz, and you just have like no, you just have no desire to care about her.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's got a lot of issues. It's very jumbled.
Yeah, I don't. It's been a while since I've
Um,
seen it.
Studio Ghibli will not publish any image or trailer of Hayao Miyazaki's next film. How do you live?
Before its release in Japan on July 14th. This is the biggest W we've ever gotten.
Yeah, it's
I'm
crazy.
so for this because Miyazaki said go watch the movie blind. That's what he said.
Yeah, just go watch it.
Just go watch it. And like it's Hayao Miyazaki. Like fly me to Japan. I'll go watch it right now. Like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
He's
Like
he's got the reputation to do that. So
yeah,
why not? You know it's not gonna be bad. So
there's a lot
keep
of
it.
there's a
What?
lot of movies that I would just go see.
Oh yeah, there's stuff where it's like, oh, this dude's making this movie. Sweet.
It's like actually there's probably not that many because like I wouldn't do it with I do it with Marvel solely because it's just Marvel, not because I trust it'll be good. Like, if I heard Oppenheimer is coming out, I heard the plot synopsis, and then it's directed by Christopher Nolan, I'd go sit down and watch it. Um, but
Definitely.
like any Tom Cruise movie, it's like, yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, I'd probably watch it.
I'll go see it. So there's few, but this is so cool. I love it. It's just the biggest flex, being like, yeah, we're not gonna release anything. They just have like the one poster.
I know, it's crazy.
It's like scrapped from the book that it's based on or something like that. So, but Tom Cruise, speaking of, is reportedly pissed that Oppenheimer will be taking away from all IMAX screens from Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. Cruise has furiously shown the film to exhibitors to convince them to switch from Barbie and Oppenheimer. Tom Cruise has reportedly asked rival studios to either give up their screens for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 or move their movie release dates for Barbie and Oppenheimer. Dog, you're not
Bro's
Jesus.
got such an ego.
He's got such an ego. That's great. Okay. Barbie, it's gonna be big. It's gonna be massive because it's the IP of Barbie is huge. Okay, so that's not gonna move. It's already being released the same day as another. Because also, Christopher Nolan is like the IMAX guy.
Yep.
He's like the IMAX guy. So like, why? Why would that makes no sense. Like, IMAX is never gonna be like, okay, yeah,
Sure, Tom. Definitely.
we'll get rid of one of the biggest movies of the year off of IMAX that was specifically shot for IMAX. Like, I could see Barbie moving off of IMAX, like, whatever. People are gonna go see it no matter what. But when you got Oppenheimer being made for IMAX and like the 70 millimeter lens and like all these things, or the 70 millimeter, whatever it is, all those things, like, you're not gonna get them to move it off. It's like the biggest release of the year in terms of like, besides maybe like Elemental or something like that, or like, I guess the superhero movies, but it's huge. It's huge.
Exactly. Yeah.
I get Tom Cruise as a superstar. He is like the biggest movie star on the planet because of his like appeal to just get people in seats. But they're not gonna switch the screens, man. No. Oh, this next thing's cool. Christopher Nolan. So the movie, obviously, we know is shot in black and white and color. And Christopher Nolan says that the color scenes in Oppenheimer are subjective, meaning that it's like opinion based, like based on the perspective of probably Oppenheimer, the guy. And then the black and white scenes are objective. This really happened, that's so cool.
Yeah, it is.
Like, that's so smart. It's like a visual representation of like, you're watching this knowing this really happened and this could have happened, or this could have happened in a different way, or like that is so brilliant.
Yeah, it is. That's so sweet.
I bet you that'll be a movie Dad will go see in theater.
We'll see, dude.
Every dad loves Christopher Nolan, but also Dad didn't go see Spider-Man, which is weird.
Dad doesn't want to see anything.
Why? He likes watching movies.
Yes, I've heard him talk about the new mom just came in.
Oh, your room.
Yeah, she left. But I heard him talk about the new Jake Gyllenhaal military movie like 50 million times in like in like 2 weeks. Like talking about, we should watch it tonight. When are we gonna watch it? We should watch this. I'm like, and this whole time I'm like, dude, you should just watch Air. Like, Air's out. I'm like, just watch Air.
It's great. He would love it.
Like, no. He's like, no. And I asked Mom, I'm like, are you gonna watch Air? She's like, no, Dad doesn't want to. Doesn't want to watch it right now. And then we were talking about going to see the stinking Spider-Man movie, and he's like, nope, I don't want to see it. That's stupid. It's animated.
What a loser.
What a loser, dad.
He's one of the guys he's Guillermo del Toro's enemy. Like, oh man,
Oh gosh, yeah, yeah.
anime movies are,
I don't get it, dude.
dude.
And I told him, I literally told him, I'm like, this is like one of the highest rated movies ever. Like, this is like one of the top movies, one of the best movies literally ever made.
We'll talk about it. This is high on both my lists of favorite and greatest. It's high.
Yeah.
Like, also, like, the movie Super Mario Bros. Did Dad go see that, or did she? Did
I don't think so. No, I
okay?
don't think he did it.
That is for kids. For kids. Did you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So I thought, yeah, that is. I mean, it is a kid movie. Across the Spiderverse, Puss in Boots, Pixar movies. Yes, they're for kids, but can be very much enjoyed by adults. There's a difference between kids animated movies and like adult animated movies. That's why Mario Bros isn't like breathtakingly amazing, because it's got no like rich thematic elements that like an adult can be like, wow, this is amazing. It's just iconic characters doing silly things throughout a movie. Like, it's big difference.
Exactly.
Dad,
Yeah.
watch animated movies. I would argue that it's the best genre when done right.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy it a lot. I would agree. I just like looking at it.
It just adds, because if you can do all the same thing, I get that there's no like acting, there's like voice acting, but if you can, it adds an element of art to something that's already extremely artistic.
Well, it just gives you a wider range. Also, you can be so much more creative in the animated uh, medium than any other kind of movie medium.
Yeah.
You can be so much more unrealistic. Things is just like, oh, it's just open to your imagination to create whatever you want in terms of scenery, colors, all that different stuff, characters, just how everything looks. Is just, you got a way wider range, so you'll end up with way cooler things.
I agree. I'm gonna speaking of Mario, it's the second highest grossing animated movie ever. Now, that's not shocking.
Yeah.
A new Fast and Furious film focused on Dwayne Johnson's Hobbs is in the work, and it's not a sequel to Hobbs and Shaw.
Awesome.
The hierarchy of the Fast and Furious universe is about to change. That's why.
Yeah.
The Rock just be wanting money, bro. He just wants money so bad. He's so greedy. It's actually crazy.
It's just crazy.
Vin Diesel. I know you haven't seen it, but I talked about the fact that Jason Momoa is the best part of this movie, Fast X. Vin Diesel felt like Jason Momoa was the reason for film's bad reviews, accusing him of overacting and scene stealing.
Bro, Vin Diesel is not even a good actor anymore at this point. He's not. He's just like,
he was never good.
Oh, he was like all right though when he was like, now he's just like old and he just looks so like old and fat. Let me be completely honest. He plays the same. He's supposed to be playing the same character, which in the first Fast and Furious movie was this stocky, muscular, like BA muscle car racer.
Yeah.
That was like top dog. He's like gang leader type character. Now he's just this old fat dude.
He's still like, big, obviously, but
well, yes, but he's just like he's so. Bro's got a lot of flubber on him.
Well, he's just
he's jiggly now.
You haven't seen 10 yet, but like he's just like laughably bad. And like Jason Momoa is like great because like Jason Momoa can actually act, right? Like he's actually pretty good at it. And so like obviously he's gonna, if he's acting, he's having fun, he's in his element, like makes sense. Like Brie Larson, she's good actress, she did well. And then you have like actors that are just good action actors. They're like, even though it's a little corny still, like Jason Statham, such a good action actor. Like he's not like insufferable, he's fun to watch. Vin Diesel is like neither. he's not a good actor, and he's not a good action actor anymore. He just says these corny lines, and just is like stands there like that. At least The Rock is like not like he's still fit, and he's like still like this has this person. Like I get he's greedy and arrogant to the max, but at least he somewhat has a persona of this like life-giving person. When Vin Diesel literally just looks like a thumb that's just on screen telling me about family 97 times. Like, ugh. I can't stand him. And for him to say that Jason Momoa is the reason, dude, he's the only good thing about the movie. Besides, like, I think Jason Statham, but that's because I'm biased. Whatever. Oh my gosh. I'm ready for the beef. I want to buy. You want? I want actor celebrity boxing. Vin Diesel versus The Rock or Jason Momoa.
That'd be so funny.
Oh my gosh. It's just funny. It's just so stupid. I can't do it. Just wait till you watch the movie, Micah. You're gonna be like, this is what this guy's saying.
I honestly don't think I will.
You'll watch it?
Completely else, I haven't watched 9.
Oh.
I've only watched half of 8. I've fallen asleep 3 times during 8.
9's
and
really...
never had any desire to finish it, and I did not watch 9. Actually, that's not true. I turned on 9 one time, and I watched 10 minutes of it, and I turned it off.
9's really bad.
I have no desire to watch anything Fast and Furious.
You'll have to watch the ending.
After
you'll
7.
have to watch the last one. Whenever they do the last one, you'll have to watch it.
I don't think I will.
You have to.
Don't have to.
End of an era.
No, as far as I'm concerned, Fast and Furious 7 was the finale.
I still can't believe they're going to bring back Paul Walker.
Exactly. Why would I watch that?
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Chris Hemsworth. This is funny. Chris Hemsworth's out here roasting Thor: Love and Thunder. He says that his kids' friends criticize Thor: Love and Thunder. It's a bunch of 8-year-olds critiquing my film. We thought this one had too much humor. The action was cool, but the VFX wasn't as good. I cringe and laugh equally at it. It just became too silly. Dude, that's hilarious. That's so funny.
Yeah, it's just hilarious.
He's just like, yeah, this sucks. My 8-year-old kids' friends say it's bad. Oh, man. At least I respect it in the sense that it's like, at least he's like, saying, and not just being like, oh, it's great. He's just like, no, it sucks. Okay, Captain America. It changed the title.
Yeah.
From New World Order to Brave New World. Thoughts?
They don't sound like the same movie.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can just switch that.
I want to know why.
Yeah, I wouldn't know why too.
I don't really care. It doesn't really change anything. I think Brave New World is like a comic run. I think it's actually like comic. Yeah.
Maybe. Brave New World sounds more Captain America than New World Order. But it sounds like actual Captain America, not Falcon Captain America.
Yeah.
It sounds Chris Evans. Brave New World sounds like it'd be, Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Captain America movie.
Yeah, I get that. So I'm still excited for the movie. I think it's interesting. But we'll see. See what happens.
Yep.
Trailers. I took off one because it's a horror movie that I didn't watch the trailer to.
Yeah, what was it again?
It's called Talk to Me.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was something different, and when I put it in.
Talk to Me. That's the
A24. It's supposed to be the scariest. It's supposed to be the scariest movie ever.
I've seen that one. It's the one where you basically invite the whatever. It's like Ouija kind of deal, but you like play a game and you invite the whatever spirits, other realm.
I feel like we've also talked about it. I feel like
because this isn't the first trailer.
No,
the first trailer came out like 3 months ago.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, yeah, it looks good. So basically, you do that, you invite it, and then you do a ritual kind of similar to the Ouija board, where you close the game, right? You
Yeah.
close the spiritual, all that kind of stuff. And if you don't do it, or if you stay too long, you like pass out or something like that, and then it's bad or whatever. So you're supposed to not do that. And then this chick does it, and then she basically leaves the game without ending it. So she's like experiencing her normal
Right.
life, but then there's like spiritual attack type
Uh huh.
deal.
Yeah. Wild. Supposed
I
to
don't
be.
know. It looked pretty scary, but
Looks. People say it's horrifying, like the scariest thing, and I'm like, I'm not gonna watch
I mean,
this.
I haven't seen the new trailer, so I don't know. The first trailer didn't show all that much.
Yeah. I just based on reviews what people say, but first trailer is Bird Box Barcelona. Um, you said at first that you think this sounds interesting when we got the teaser. What do you think now?
It's still like whatever. It was
Yeah.
never gonna be a great movie. Um, I'll maybe watch it at some point.
The thing that sounds best to me is the fact that it's like no big actor.
Yeah,
Because those movies have a tendency of actually being like pretty watchable and pretty enjoyable because there's no one like there's no persona on screen.
yeah,
Um,
correct.
Especially because like the first one, it wasn't like they had like a big actor who's like just good at act. Like Sandra Bullock's great at acting, but she's just got this persona now. It's like certain
Mhm.
actors do certain movies because they just get a check or whatever, and it doesn't feel like that for this.
Yep,
Expendables 4 trailer. Did you watch this one?
I did.
What do you think?
It's another franchise revival
You know what?
type deal.
You
It'll
hear
be good.
you hear Stallone say family. I was like,
No,
he's like
he said
he's like
family.
yeah, he says like he's like talking about family. He's like when you have this family, and I'm like this is gonna be better than Fast and Furious. But it opens with like this weird like sexual tension fight with Megan Fox and Jason Statham. I was like, wow,
Yeah,
okay.
yep.
But they're like married. I don't know. I don't remember the other movies. So like,
Neither do I.
um, but I mean, once again, I'm the biggest Jason Statham fan, so I'll watch this. I mean,
Definitely.
I've watched weird movies with him in it, so it looks like just a dumb action movie. That's fine.
Yeah, that's
Speaking
facts.
speaking of dumb action movies, Hidden Strike with John Cena and Jackie Chan.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks like a dumb action
It
movie.
was stupid.
It looks so dumb. I don't even know. So
Facts.
yep.
Um, Switching it up. Now we
Yeah.
got movie of the week.
Yes.
Um,
Because everything else that we'll be talking about has to do with our movie of the week. So you can't really talk about those things without giving our review of said movie.
yep,
That
that's true.
That makes sense.
Yep. So Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse.
Yes.
Spoiler-free review.
Yes. Let me give like a synopsis real quick. So the synopsis of this film, after reuniting with Gwen Stacy, Brooklyn's full-time friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is catapulted across the multiverse, where he encounters the Spider Society, a team of spider people charged with protecting the multiverse's very existence. But when the heroes clash on how to handle a new threat, Miles finds himself pitted against the other spiders and must set out on his own to save those he loves most.
Everyone's always telling me who I'm be. I'm gonna do my own thing.
Oh dang. I have so many thoughts on that. Okay. Spoiler free review. Michael, what are your initial thoughts in general? What do you think?
I mean, yeah, in general, I guess. Uh, Definitely watch it, everyone.
Yeah,
Um,
seriously though.
I think it's the best animated movie
Ever?
ever.
I agree.
That's just right off the rip. That's easy. That's an easy thing for me to say. I think it's the best animation ever, in terms
Yeah.
of art style,
Uh-huh.
usage, things like that. I saw a TikTok video explaining um, the usage of frame rates in their animation,
I saw that. Probably saw the same video.
which is absolutely nuts
Uh-huh.
because there's one stop frame rate or whatever where each
Which is
frame
normal.
something changes.
Which is
And
normal,
then
right? Yeah.
there's so that's like most of the characters, but then
Then
Miles is like and
two.
Gwen I think are both two stop. So there's two identical frames and then it switches.
Mm-hmm.
Um and then other characters and things like that, they would then use like three stop animation, like for
Spider Punk.
Spider Punk,
Mm-hmm.
to
Which is
make him look
crazy.
visually different, which is nuts.
Well,
So basically,
also,
there's characters moving at different frame rates.
um, they also did different animation styles, like multiple on just Spider Punk. So certain
Yeah,
parts of him are animated with one, certain are three, some are two, that's just crazy. That's
it is.
crazy.
It's nuts.
Um,
Um, Another cool thing with the animation is that the whole, there's this 14-year-old kid who does Lego CGI animations,
mhm.
and he basically got hired to do an entire scene,
Yeah, which is
um,
pretty crazy.
which is really cool, and it was good.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
yeah, animation's great, best animated movie, voice acting, awesome, dialogue was great. I think the story was great.
The story's fantastic. Also, the
I
ending.
I
Okay,
was thinking shame any person who says that it was a flaw because it just felt like there was no conclusion. It was just so
dude,
flawed. It wasn't a standalone story arc, which is
this
absolute BS. It absolutely
the
was.
standalone story arc is Gwen.
Yeah, it's
It's
her.
Gwen. The
And it's
movie is told from her perspective. It's her pitch. The entire movie, everything that happens. It starts with, I guess, should we?
no, we should not. Not yet.
Okay, I'll wait. But it's Gwen. It's Gwen's story. It
Yeah.
is Miles is huge in it, but it is Gwen's story arc. Movie concludes
It's
and
just her
starts.
perspective. It's definitely her perspective.
It's great. It's
It
so
starts
well.
with her and it ends with her.
Oh, it's
And
so well done.
it's very good.
Yeah,
In
the
terms of
story's
flaws,
incredible.
I literally only think there's one flaw, which I'll talk about in the spoiler review,
Yeah.
to talk specifics. But it's like the smallest thing ever.
Is it like a
Um,
flaw where the movie's not perfect? Like it's 99 versus 100? Or is it like a
no,
flaw? It's like a
I
preference.
still think it's 100, but it's just preference based.
Gotcha. Do you.
Um,
Okay, here's a few questions. Do you think it's the best comic book movie of all time?
yeah,
So it's better than the Batman.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's better than the Batman, by quite a bit, which I didn't think was possible.
Because I think the Batman is. The
I thought
Batman
the
was my
Batman
number
was
one. The Batman was my number one.
Yeah, and it was like, wow, this movie was really good. And then, yeah, this came out. And I really didn't think there could be a comic book movie that was that much better than another comic, that was that much better than the Batman.
It's Do you think? Okay, and I'm speaking true sequels here. Not like Return of the King is a sequel technically, but it's the third movie. Do you think this is the greatest sequel of all time? Like, I guess, do you think this is better than Empire? Because
Yeah,
I thought that was the greatest sequel. Um,
yeah, I think it is. I think it is. It's
yeah,
so much better than the first one,
yeah,
which is not a norm. Um,
no,
with movies like this, usually it's either the first movie is the best or like the third
yeah,
of the trilogy. Like the conclusion's usually pretty great.
mhm,
Um, but the second movie is usually either the same or a little bit worse.
yeah,
Um, but this movie was so much better than the first one.
yeah.
It was like when you asked me if I thought it was better than Into the Spider-Verse, I was like by miles.
And
And
you
then
were
I
like,
sent it. I sent him a GIF or whatever, and
Steve
of
Carell. It's like
yeah,
pun.
of Michael Scott, and it's pun.
So good. I laugh. Well, the thing is when you sent that, I was looking up a pun gif. I was looking up a gif to send. I didn't know which one I was gonna, but I was like, because that when you
Yeah,
said
I
by
looked up.
miles,
I
I was
looked
like,
up pun, or like pun intended or something like that.
yeah,
The first one that popped up was Michael Scott, and I was like,
yeah.
he's watching Office. I was like, sure. That's
I,
perfect.
I was like parking at the Dollar Tree to go get stuff, and I sat and I looked at my phone, and I was like, "That's funny," because before you sent the GIF, I was like 5 miles. I was like, "That's great."
Yeah, by miles. Um,
It is
yeah,
so. It's. I think it's at this. I have it right now slotted in the sixth as the sixth greatest movie ever made. In front of it is There Will Be Blood, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, The Godfather, Shawshank, in 2001. But I don't. It would realistically, I would only switch it with There Will Be Blood. I think the other four are pretty locked. But it's like my
yeah,
fourth favorite movie ever. Also, it jumped.
yeah. I think it's my third favorite movie. So I like it better than the Batman. Batman's third right now.
Oh, okay. So
It'd
I
be my
switched. I switched Batman to four, and then it goes Stand by Me, Good Will Hunting, After Sun, and then Across the Spider Verse. Batman's five,
yeah. Right now, mine is um, Interstellar, Return of the King, Across the Spider-Verse.
and then the Batman. It's crazy how good this movie was. Like the art, the shots, the story. I think this has the best action scene in any comic book movie ever. And
I think it just has the best
just
action overall.
we just saw Guardians, which had the one take action sequence that everybody, I mean, we included, were like, wow, this is amazing. And then literally the Spider Society, thing was,
Hmm.
and like Miguel O'Hara. Oh my gosh.
Crazy. Um, yeah, absolutely insane.
Mm-hmm.
I think Spot was such a good villain, and his entire arc and
It's
his
so
motivation,
good.
everything. They took him from because he's always this corny character,
Villain
and
of
they
the
made him.
week.
They started him corny. Yeah, and this whole thing was like villain of the week. He's like and then his entire motivation was like I'm not villain of the week. I'm going to be a supervillain, which is like awesome. It was so
Yeah.
good. And by
And
the end, the dude is like, he's like actually terrifying. Not in the
it's
sense that like you're actually scared, but as a villain, like he'd be his immense like
he's a multiversal
his
threat.
his power is like nuts. You'd be
Yeah.
terrified if like yeah, if you were like in those universes or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
all this stuff, you'd be absolutely terrified of what this dude could do.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, and it's all because Miles threw a bagel. I mean, it's bigger than that. Like, it's obviously because he created Miles and Miles created him in the first movie. But he like references like he threw a bagel. You threw a bagel at me, and so I
Hmm.
showed Micah this. This was like original thought. Like this was not something I saw, but it's like I have a list on Letterbox that says multiverse movies where a bagel is central to the plot ranked, and then my thing said if I had a nickel every time this happened, I would have two nickels. But it's weird that it happened twice, and it's Across the Spider Verse and Everything Everywhere All at Once because obviously that movie has like the bagel. This is like the central plot point. It's just funny. It's just funny.
It is. It's funny.
In the last 2 years, like oh, it's so good. But
Bagel multiversal movies on top.
yeah, for real.
Okay, now go watch the movie and come back and then
Yeah.
watch the spoiler review where
Spoiler alert.
we'll just talk
Um
a little bit more.
there's a lot to talk about. First, okay, when I don't it's on New Rockstars. I don't know where to to find it exactly. I'll have to find like the actual video. Because I watched the New Rockstars video of like the breakdown.
I haven't watched it yet. Still need to.
But I want you to talk about your. I'm gonna find it exactly, but it has to do with the bagel. It's hilarious. But go ahead and talk about your flaw.
Yeah. So my flaw, the only flaw I have, which it's still like fine because it has to do with the ending. Because the ending was great. My only flaw that I noticed was like it built so much
Mm-hmm.
towards the end, him
Mm-hmm.
running away, the chase scene, all that stuff, and then he gets, past them, gets teleported. Obviously, we find out to the wrong universe, but so then he's like they show him get sent back what we think is home. So we see him moving around, all this stuff, whatever. And then we see Gwen go back to hers or whatever, and then she gets her little bracelet or whatever. Resolution with her dad. Her dad resigns from being captain, so then now he's not gonna die. All this different stuff, and then she ends up in his universe. And then you see 2099 clawing through the multiverse coming out, and then Scarlet Spider, them doing all their posing, and the entire time that's all happening, the music's building. I don't know, that ending would have been so.
Oh, like it ending there.
It should have ended. It should have gone from that to showing us that he's not in his universe. It should have gone straight to him, then talking to his mom or whatever. And there's no, who's Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Well, and
I get that. That'd be cool. I
said, I just think that was, it built so much. I was like so ready for the end.
Yeah.
And to be like, and it was still a great ending. I still felt like that. I think it was a little bit less impactful.
I still love the ending. I think it's brilliant how they did it, but I get what you're saying. Like, it was building a lot to the point where, like, I feel so bad for people that didn't know this was a part 1. Like, I
don't get that either. Like, idiots like Soups and people felt like so much like a part 1. Like, it is a part 1.
The criticism that it is like incomplete is the craziest. Like, or like, there's no third act. What do you mean there's no third act? The third act is the whole entire chase.
Yeah, 1, there is a third act. 2, yeah, knowing that this movie just came out, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to have a third movie to end the series that comes out in March.
9 months, not even.
Like 300 not even days. You really, this is not like a normal kind of, like, it's so obvious that is a part 1 and part 2 movie, like standard. It's like where it's not that far apart.
Because they're working on it side by side.
Yeah, they're working on it side by side so that they're cohesive and they're together and all these different things, and so that people can watch them relatively quickly, so they don't forget things, like all this stuff. Because it's fresh stuff.
They were making this movie with the intention of not making it a trilogy, and they're like, we have way too much here, we'll make it a trilogy. Like, it's obvious, but then they do this brilliant thing of telling another character's full story arc, completing it, because everyone's like, well, Infinity War, if you look at it as Thanos' movie, it's a full movie. Gosh, I'm like, it's not Thanos' movie. It's Avengers movie.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing is too. It's like they say that it's an incomplete movie and blah blah blah, and then then he goes, well, like then people talk about Endgame, but if you look at it through the Thanos lens, then it is a complete movie. He has a whole character. I'm like, yeah, and if you pull out Gwen, then you have a full arc and you have a full movie. And they're like, yeah, but you can't just pull out a character and say that it's entire. I'm like, you literally just said that 2 seconds ago
about Thanos. This movie's more complete than Infinity War.
Oh, 100%.
This movie has conclusions. This movie's so much better than Infinity War. It's actually crazy. It's crazy. And Infinity War's great. I don't want to hate on Infinity War, but like, this movie ends.
They make you hate on it because they have such stupid opinions.
When Soups came out with his review, I was like, what? Because then I watched it. I was like, what? Like, I was expecting to be a little disappointed with the ending. And I was like, what?
It's to the point where dude, Soups is not even, he's not even a movie. He's analyst, anything. He's just not, he should not be a movie guy. No, his opinions are absolute L's every single time. It's like he just doesn't know.
They changed a lot too.
Exactly. It's like he doesn't know anything about movies, about character. Like, literally doesn't know anything about anything, and he just tries to gauge scenarios and tries to say things that he thinks that people will just either accept or will make him sound like he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like,
but he doesn't.
There's lots of movie people I like a lot more. I like Straw Hat Goofy. He's not my favorite, but like all the guys I listen to, like on the podcast. You know the guy that wears Spider-Man costumes, or not
Hmm.
costumes, like the Spider-Man sweatshirt.
Yeah.
I really like him and his friend. They do a podcast. I really like them. Because he's a Christian too, which is actually really cool. But yeah, Soups is just not. He just says things. He just says filler statements. I don't know.
Hmm.
Like I respect
He's
him. He's on the grind. Like do your thing, man. But
he's just a fraud. He's a fraud.
yeah. No, but this has Gwen's story. It's told from her perspective. The whole movie is her pitch to the team at the end, being like, "This is why you should help," and it's her finding her band and being accepted
Hmm.
because she can't connect, and she only connect with Miles and Peter. And Peter died. Like, it's so well done. Like, are you kidding me? People, the criticism makes no sense. It is so well done.
And I completely agree. And it's so funny because it's literally the only movie that ends on a cliffhanger and still feels complete. Like it's like not a normal thing. Normally, you go for a cliffhanger, it usually just feels like a cliffhanger. This
Yeah,
is like such a unique movie that actually, for once, has a complete story and is a good standalone movie and all those different things.
yeah.
And
It's brilliantly done. I can't even. Yeah, there's so much to talk about. Do you okay? Here's a question that doesn't have to do with spoilers, but if Beyond the Spider Verse, if the third one is as good or better than Across, okay, which if it is, and I don't like, I feel like it has the potential to do that,
y- yes,
which is not
it will be the best trilogy. Yes,
okay. I which is because
it will be better than Lord of the Rings and Star Wars.
which I've been on record. We've talked about this. Lord of the Rings is the best trilogy ever.
I didn't
It's
think anything would be better than Lord of the Rings for like my lifetime, to be honest.
I didn't think so either, because Lord of it's I mean you have the second one lacks a little bit, but like you have like one of the greatest movies ever in Return of the King. Like
Yeah, I
just
just mean it's not. I mean it's pretty old at this point. Obviously, like when we watched it, we're like very late to the party. It's still the best trilogy all
yeah
time. The second best trilogy, like all these different things. Um, the second best trilogy is Star Wars.
yeah
Original, uh, the original whatever trilogy. But all these movies, trilogies coming out, nothing even comes close. Star Wars isn't even close. Okay, A
no
New Hope, it's not that great.
yeah
Return of the Jedi, also not that amazing. Empire Strikes Back carries incredibly hard, and the entire universe carries incredibly hard.
yeah yeah
But Star Wars being the second best is nowhere near. Is nowhere near Lord of the
yeah
Rings.
because like the other great trilogies like Toy Story, Planet of the Apes trilogy is really good. But then
Yeah.
you have like really great, really great like 1, 2 movies, and the third drops off, like Back to the Future or The
Hmm.
Godfather, or I mean, you have like solid trilogies, like Captain America's trilogy, solid. Like Guardians is like above, so like it's great, but like it drops off in certain movies. But like Lord of the Rings is consistently just flat out amazing,
Hmm.
and this movie, like this trilogy, the Spider-Verse trilogy, if the movie drops off a ton, which I don't think will happen. I mean, they're
I
producing
don't
the
think so
best
either.
media ever at the moment. Like it's a tough pill to swallow, but it's like you gotta give credit where credit's due. And frick recency bias. Like if I see something that I think is the greatest thing ever made, like
Yeah, I think it's a good chance.
yeah, it's
Which is
crazy.
yeah, which is definitely hard to say.
It is crazy. Should we kind of try to break down the movie as
Sure.
quickly as not quickly. I want to do it justice, but um, so I mean, movie starts out with Gwen. She's drumming, obviously, which was sweet, and she's like telling the story. Like this is the story of Miles Morales. He's bit by a radioactive spider. He's not the only Spider-Man. All these things.
Hmm.
Um, important thing to mention is her universe. What did you think of the art style? Did you hear about that? It's supposed to be a mood ring based on her mood. The color changes,
Hmm.
which
Super cool.
is so awesome. Um, but yeah, she's obviously Spider Woman. I mean, we call her Spider Gwen, but she is Spider Woman. And like we see that her Peter Parker died because he took a serum, becoming the Lizard, which is I was like, whoa, that was cool. And she looks like she's the one who killed him. Which her dad is Captain Stacy and thinks that she murdered Peter. And so they're looking for her. And then it cuts to we hear on the police scanner Vulture, like it's Adrian Toombs is in the museum of whatever, you know. And we see that it's like this old Leonardo da Vinci vulture, like made out of parchment paper. And it's that scene. Which is funny. Like Haley Steinfeld's killing it as Gwen with like her one-liners and all these things. And then we get the introduction to Spider-Man 2099. What did you think about the introduction to him?
It was cool.
It was fire.
He's just a good character overall.
Yeah.
All the way through.
I think he's right too. I don't. There's so many conflicting thoughts, but yeah. So we get the introduction to him. That fight scene with Vulture and Spider Woman, we get her too with her motorcycle, and she's pregnant. I was kind of shocked. They're like, we don't know the sex yet. Like that was a very not PC statement. When she's like, we don't know the sex of the baby yet.
Oh yeah.
It's very not politically correct to say that. I feel like, and maybe I'm reading into that, but it just felt like I was like, oh, interesting. But yeah, we get that fight, and then Captain Stacy is trying to basically he gets the leg up on Gwen, and she reveals who she is, and she goes off with the Spider Society to become a part of it. And I also found the bagel thing. So on the apartment building above where Spot goes in, right? The billboard, it has a big bagel in the middle of it, and it says all of it, always, all over the place. For everything ever, all at once. I was like, that's so good. Such a good nod in a multiverse movie about bagel. Like, that's so good. I think that's
fantastic. That is hilarious.
Yeah, so shout out to the creators or whoever did that. No, so then we go to Miles. What did you think about the Miles kind of reintroduction? The fight with when you get introduced to Spot. What did you think of all that?
Yeah, I thought it was great.
It was so funny.
It was hilarious.
Do you know the voice actor for the Spot?
I recognized him. I don't remember who it is.
Mr. Wes Anderson himself, Jason Schwartzman.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's like texting throughout the fight, and like the whole, like obviously the holes, like it's supposed to be funny, which it is. It's just like you think it'll be corny, but like the interaction with all of it was so good.
It was hilarious.
Perfectly done. I don't want to go through word by word throughout the entire movie, so I'm trying to think of all the major things. The joke of like when he's texting his dad, he's like, oh, he said it all in one word. Oh, the youth. Brian Tyree Henry's so funny as his dad.
That was hilarious.
And like the fact that they showed like how he's like, you threw the bagel at me, and he's like so mad about it. I thought that was hilarious because then now you look back and like he really did throw a bagel at him.
Yeah, he really doinked him with the bagel.
Which is, oh my gosh. And I guess he kicked his own butt. And then we get introduced to obviously 3 different worlds, but it's where we get the Lego scene, which you said was animated by a 14-year-old.
Yeah, bro probably made a bag. And he's just in for life. That's like not fair at all.
I saw some tweet being like, imagine putting on your college application to an animation school. I'm like, what do you mean college application? This dude's gonna be working for
Yeah, what do you
Sony.
mean? You mean job application?
Yeah, like literally, you do not. He does not need to go
Yeah,
to school.
I mean, he might go to school, but here's the thing. I think there's a good chance that he doesn't pay for school. He's going to be working and going to school. He's
Oh
going
yeah,
to like get a job at some studio, and they're going to pay
Sony,
for him
bro, they'd be stupid not
to
to
go
do that.
to go to some school to get a wider range. But he's already got all the skills, so it's going to be, or they'll give him his own like certification course thing
Yeah,
through Sony animation stuff,
yeah, yeah.
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That
For
he's
sure.
just going to do. But he's gonna have that on
It
his
was
resume.
it was great. It was like the
It was
scene.
really good.
Scene was very good. We see a couple times. We first he pops his head out, obviously, but then we see like the whole scene. J.K. Simmons reprising his voice acting role
Hmm.
of J. Jonah Jameson, which is one of the best comic book castings of all time. It's just he's so perfect.
It is.
But when the Lego Spider Man is, I just it's just so funny because he's Lego Spider Man. He's like, Miguel, we have an anomaly. He's like, thank you, Peter. You're one of our best.
I know. It was hilarious because he's just this Lego guy and he's like, and it pops up in its actual animation.
But like,
It's just so funny.
and like the sound, he goes beep boop, beep
Yeah, I know. He's
boop.
making this sound effect. Beep boop.
it's,
We got an
it's
anomaly. Thanks, Peter. You're one of our best. Thank you. Beep beep beep.
it's so good. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. Um, another thing I really loved. Obviously, it goes to Venom, with Mrs. Chen, which also okay. This movie was hilarious. Like I feel like when in the theater, not that many people laughed at joke. I'm like, I was cracking up. It was so funny.
Mhm.
When he's like, "This is a regular Tuesday night for you. You act like you've seen this before." When like it's Venom, just so funny. Um, I love the relation, like the whole Miles and his parents thing is super good too. I think that's really well done. Um, what else? Him and Gwen obviously is great. Um, and
There- There's the one beating question across the whole community
which one?
is did Hobie and Gwen
Oh,
do stuff?
oh yeah. I keep seeing that too. Hobie,
I see I see the videos are so hilarious because it's always like supposed to be a joke or whatever, and obviously, but then it's like the joke in the videos is always like it's just a guy group of friends just like going at it in the most heated
I've
argument
seen that.
ever about which side they stand
Yeah,
on and the
yeah,
reasons
yeah, yeah.
and all this. They're like, but what about the toothbrush? All
The
this weird stuff.
Converse.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Before we get into all the spider people, because we're about to meet the spider people, or at least one of them, is when Miles as Spider-Man is talking to his dad. He's like, "How about you get off the kids?"
Yeah.
I died. I died, dude. It was so funny. Oh,
Let him spread his wings like
like
this.
this. so, oh, it's perfect. Um, I then we go to we get the scene where Spots. He's traveling. Obviously, he's a multi. And oh my gosh, the scene where Gwen is talking or is in the apartment, and Miles is invisible, like above her. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was fire. And she turned
Oh,
around and looks
and it's
straight into
like,
his eyes without knowing.
yeah. Also, the invisibility, like the way they did it, was so well done.
Hmm.
Super cool. But then they go to Mumbai, which is Mumbai and Manhattan.
Hmm.
Um, what did you think about the brand new edition of Spider-Man India?
Yeah, it was cool. He was pretty good.
He was, I expected to like not care. Like, oh, he's
Yeah.
cool, but like his whole like his webs that he uses and like with the,
Yeah, we're very cool.
it's so cool how like the obviously the Spider-Man that they have given personality to, obviously, like it's so well, like it's so to his culture and like
Mm-hmm.
But you know that's
One of my.
Dopinder from Deadpool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
What were we gonna say?
So he has one of my favorite lines in the entire movie. The chai tea.
Yeah.
It's
You-
chai tea.
You're saying
Chai
TT. Would you like some
tea.
coffee? Coffee with the side of cream?
Which is so funny because it's true. That's
Or
hilarious.
the one, it was
Chai.
much quieter, but he's like, I came to find myself. He's like, that is a Western idea. Don't eat, pray, love me. It's so good too. Um, so he's hilarious as Spider-Man India. That's mostly what we get out of him. We see Miles. Obviously, the Spot's trying to get more power, which is crazy. He's like solely doing it just so he could kill Spider-Man and hurt Spider-Man. So brilliant. He's not trying to do anything else but be a villain because it's so well done.
Yep.
But we get Spider-Punk. Daniel Kaluuya is the voice, which I did not think he could be as good as he was as the voice.
I know.
It was so awesome. He had some of the best lines in the entire movie too.
He was one of the best characters by far. He was great.
Obviously, we know his animation was stunning and brilliant.
Yeah. And the funniest thing about his animation or whatever is one of the favorite things someone said or whatever. It's like they're talking about how he is in his own frame rate or whatever, the three frames stop or whatever. And he's like, he doesn't even conform to the rules of animation.
Yeah, because he's like a non-conformist.
Yeah, he's like, I don't conform to that. I don't conform to this, blah, blah. His entire whatever stories from when he starts, he's like, he hates like the Spider Society. He's like,
I hate the
I'm not
AM, I
part
hate
of
the
crew.
PM.
I hate, he's like, I don't do teams. He's like, you're literally in a band. He's like, I don't do consistency or something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what he says. It's so good.
It's hilarious. But then, did you see him did you see the video breaking down while they're moving through the Spider Society to go see Miguel O'Hara?
Yeah.
He's grabbing things to create the bracelet.
Yeah, to Jimmy rig a new bracelet. It's so awesome. It's
so fired. The attention to detail is so fired.
Yeah, it's so good. And like the things he says are hilarious just throughout. He at the very obviously there's like a huge wall and he's like use your palms, which obviously later in the movie is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And like when he's like, we don't think you're a joke. He's like, I don't believe in comedy. Just kidding.
that was one of the best one-liners ever, dude. That is like the best comedy. I love that.
It's so
I don't believe in comedy. Just kidding.
And like the little, this is the whole movie. The little things that pop up that like explain it. And he's like, I ain't got Scooby Doo, which is like clue for cogni. It's like that slang term. Super awesome. We see Miles save what's his name? Save the captain. Essentially, I forget what he actually was.
Yeah, I don't remember his name or whatever, but he is the captain of the universe. Yeah.
Oh, this is the so when they're saving the building and like saving all the people. I don't know if you thought this was as cool as I did, but like where Miles is saving like the 3 or 4 people, and then his spider sense goes off, and he turns around and punches the brick wall that's falling at them. I was like, holy crap, that's so cool. It was so awesome.
Sweet.
But yeah, Gwen tries to stop him because it's a canon event. And we later learned from Miguel O'Hara that canon events are things that happen for Spider-Man. And so he saves the captain, which was a canon event for Spider-Man India. And Spider-Man India just doesn't have issues. He's just the happiest Spider-Man there is, which is hilarious. He's like, how do you have such awesome hair? It's like genetics, prayer, and coconut oil.
Yeah, it's so funny.
I don't work out because I'm naturally buff.
And I don't want to get too big.
Yeah, super good. And obviously we go to Spider Society. So now we got Easter egg on Easter egg, all these things. Insomniac Spider-Man, Spider parked car, or Peter parked car, whatever his name is. We get Web Slinger and Spider Horse, which was hilarious. We get You want to talk about the big one? What did you think of the big one?
Which big one?
That's a good point. The live action Prowler, Donald Glover as Prowler.
Yeah,
What did you think about that?
it was cool.
It was crazy. I was like, whoa, weird. I like turned to
Yeah.
Jenna and she's like, "What are you looking at me for?" I'm like, "What do you mean? What am I looking at you for?" Like, know your
It's the
facts.
Prowler.
It's the Prowler.
It's Uncle Aaron.
Yeah.
He has a nephew.
And then it was uh, Hobie Spider Punk. I caught him myself. He's like, I slipped.
Yeah,
um.
that was hilarious.
I now okay. I gotta tell you my favorite cameo in the entire movie. It was when they were leaving, like not leaving. They were chasing Miles. And it's Spider-Man 67 swings in, and they have like his theme, and he's just like this, like not 3-dimensional. He's like 2-dimensional. And he's like swinging in, and then he says like something like, "I pulled a muscle." I don't know what he says.
Yeah,
But that was my favorite, not because like I was like the only one in the theater that was like, "Oh my gosh," when I first saw it, because we grew up, even though it came out in 1967, like that's a long time ago, but we both grew up watching that one, and probably watched every single episode of that show. And so that was awesome. I was like, whoa, that was my favorite.
So great. My favorite was Spider Pop.
Oh, the popsicle.
The popsicle
That you can barely see.
in the very background.
Yeah. Those are all good. The Insomniac one was awesome. The Ultimate Spider-Man Ultimate or Unlimited, I forget which one it was, but or Spectacular
Spider-Man.
Yeah. That
From
was
the more recent animated one. He actually had a line and everything.
Yeah, that was great.
He was good.
Yeah, the whole Spider Society, super cool. Cameos, awesome. You see so many different types and different Spider-Man. Ben Reilly, Scarlet Spider, Andy Samberg was hilarious. Oh my gosh.
They absolutely trolled him as a character, though.
Well, I think
Oh
he's
my
like
gosh.
that because he's a clone.
He is. Yeah.
But he's like, perfect pose.
There's a disturbance in the alley. I'm now in the alley. I'm looking at the walls. Those seem to be normal. There's something not normal in front of me. And then he gets pulled in.
Oh, it's super funny. I hope we see more of him, like in action. He's like, I'm squeezing you with my big giant muscles. Oh, it's
like, I'm just reminiscing on my terrible upbringing.
Oh,
pain.
It's so funny. It's great. But then we do get the explanation of the multiverse, the Spider-Verse. Which that scene in general is just super cool. PDB Parker returns, got Mayday Parker. Oh, my favorite. This is the like I don't believe in comedy one, and this one's really good too, where he's like, "Take a crap on the system. I salute you." To Mayday Parker.
So funny.
It's so good. Or he's like, "I'm not even here." They're all perfect one-liners, but obviously Miguel O'Hara is mad because he's explaining all these canned events that need to happen, and we see Andrew Garfield, we see Tobey Maguire, we don't see Tom Holland, which I don't think this is gonna. Do you think this will lead into MCU live action?
No.
I don't anymore.
I don't think so.
Because when he says, "Don't even get me started about that nerd that about Doctor Strange and that urn on 1999."
Yep.
The writers were like, "That was just a joke. It just was supposed to be funny." Like that's they were like, "It wasn't. There's nothing to it. It was just supposed to be funny, basically." So, which I don't think they'll. We might get live action stuff, but I don't think it'll be MCU. Like I don't think.
I think if anything, that was mocking it.
Yeah.
Mocking all the people that are like, "Oh, they're gonna merge with the MCU," blah blah, and they're like, "Shut up."
Yeah. So
they're like calling them idiots and nerds and incapable and all this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't think it'll. But we see all these events, which was cool. Like all the comics, you see all these things happening, like canon events, which I thought was super well done. I think it was their multiverse is way more interesting than like the MCU's multiverse. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels more complete and cohesive, and like
it's much more tangible.
Things that happen like make sense why they happen. versus like the MCU's is a little choppy, I feel like. But yeah, so we get that incredible scene where like all the spider stuff comes out, like the red webbing, I guess, explaining everything. And then it says that his dad, Miles' dad, is going to die in 2 days when he gets sworn as captain, and that ensues the one of the best action sequences I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a question: Are you? It feels like Civil War. Like, are you team Miles or are you team Miguel O'Hara?
I'm definitely Team Miles.
See,
I think it's irrational. He was living in another universe.
yeah,
Okay. And the Mumbattan spot was there. So how do you even know that it was because he changed because he saved the captain?
yeah, I
The
get
only
that.
actual issues that have happened were from Miguel. Other than that, it's like I said, the Mumbattan is like questionable whether it was a spot or it was because he saved the captain. You don't actually know.
Yeah, it's not.
Also, there's plot. I mean, there's plot holes. There's ways around it, or loopholes. I mean,
Yeah,
not plot holes.
not Puffles.
Um, there's loopholes, obviously, like with Gwen, with Captain Stacy resigning, saves
Yeah,
him.
I feel like it'll explain it.
If his dad doesn't swear in, then he won't die.
Yeah,
That kind of different thing,
yeah,
um, or whatever. Uh, but it's just not. It's just not. It doesn't align with the Spider-Man character to know something and not try to save someone.
but at the same time, it doesn't align with the Spider-Man character to sacrifice your personal life in order to save the world. So it's this interesting balance,
Correct.
which is it's so like because in a sense because I was when I took notes in it. I took a lot of notes because I saw it 3 times, and I carry this around with me to just take random notes just all the time in general in life, but then the movie. And like I was trying to take notes for like a spiritual review, and because frankly this is gonna go in our book because
Mm-hmm.
duh. um, and I was like, because Miles' whole persona and perspective of like, nah, I'm gonna do both. I can do both. Like I'm gonna do my own thing. It's very selfish, you know. It's very prideful. It's very like, I'm not gonna sacrifice for people's benefits. And I want my own benefit, whatever. So it's very like
Mm-hmm.
sinful, but also like that's just like an overanalysis of like the character versus like there's obviously like he's right in the sense like he should try to save his dad. Like everybody's gonna try to save his dad, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think I figured out a way to not to do a different theme than that whole one because there's a sermon that I heard a while ago called there's I don't remember they're called Kairos moments. The word's Kairos. It's a Greek word, but it's like a moment where your life could go this way or it could go this way.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie's all about that. So I was like, I like that better than choosing a side in this, devotional book. But no, so that I'm like both. Like Miguel is right, but also he could be hiding something. Very true.
Mm-hmm.
But also Miles is right. So, um, super super fascinating. Um, where are we now? Oh,
I
dude.
mean, now we're basically just there's not really much after that. The only thing is just the big reveal.
Well, first, the train scene. Obviously, oh, the joke. Oh my gosh, this was so funny. Oh my gosh. When Spider-Man, well, the counseling thing, so funny. The counseling scene. He's like, let me guess, your uncle died. Um, but the one with Web Slinger, where Miles is on the back, he's like, and it cuts to like the Western draw, and he's like, draw on 3, 1. He's like, you didn't wait for 3. I thought that was hilarious.
That was
Um,
hilarious.
but then just the action sequence of Miguel versus Miles, like on the train and fighting, was so good.
It was very cool.
And like if you stop the animation, it like it shows all these different things. I've seen a video about it. It's like brilliant, like how they're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's pretty awesome. I the animation's just breathtaking, in general, obviously, but um, uh, yeah, and then he lures them all out, obviously, onto the train, and it's like, oh, so this was planned, and then he flies down, goes invisible, and gets transported back to what he thought was his home world, but it gets transferred from where your spider bit you, like from that DNA. So he's on a different world. He goes inside, sees his mom, and it was so funny. He's like, "I'm Spider-Man." Who's Spider-Man? Um, Reveals to his mom who's Spider-Man. That he's Spider-Man. She doesn't care. And then Gwen realizes, everyone realizes that he's in the wrong place.
Mm-hmm.
Which I when he showed up, I was like, why does it look so different? But I didn't put it together yet. But yeah, and then obviously Uncle Aaron shows up, which is, I mean, it's like a needle dropping moment. Like, holy crap!
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets punched by Prowler, and obviously then he's in on the punching bag. Same way he ties up Peter B. Parker on the punching bag, which was a cool callback.
Yep.
But and then he sees, it is revealed that the Prowler in this universe is Miles. It's him. He has become the Prowler. His dad is dead, and there's no Spider-Man. Because the Spider-Man that was supposed to bite that Miles, we see like a clip of it, which is so well done, gets transported by those scientists in the first movie, and it bites Miles in his universe, like our Miles. And because there's no Spider-Man, then crime just runs rampant. We hear news. J. Jonah Jameson says something about the Sinister Six. And the movie pretty much ends with Gwen showing that she found her band, and it's like Spider-Man India, Spider-Punk, Spider-Bite, and then the original Spider people, Spider-Man Noir, Spider-Ham, and Penny Parker from the first movie. And it's like their team, they're going to help Miles. So that's how we end. What did you think of the reveal? Obviously, did you expect it? Like all that type of
stuff. Definitely expected it.
I didn't expect it until
when it was happening.
Yeah.
It's like when he saw Uncle Aaron and whatever, and then he was like, once he was like, "I'm not the Prowler." It's like, and also I figured that was gonna happen. It's like talking about the Prowler, and like he's definitely gonna ask him about being the Prowler, and then he's gonna say, "I'm not the Prowler."
Yeah,
that kind of deal.
Yeah.
Cool part was that it started. I mean, everything they planned out everything so well. This started. We already knew this since the beginning of the first movie. Without actually knowing it, they told us.
They told us
when
a
he got
lot.
bit, and they were seeing the persona every single time, like the aura of Spider-Man's like red and blue, or whatever.
Like his spider sense.
Yeah, and it shows him after he's getting bit, and he's green and purple.
Mm-hmm.
So he was going to be Prowler in the, Miles Morales and his universe.
And the Miles Morales in the other universe was going to be Spider-Man.
Yeah. But it got shifted. So it shifted from green and purple to red and blue.
Yeah.
As he was talking to Spider-Man in his universe.
Yep, the Brad
after
Pitt
he got
Spider-Man.
bit. Yep.
And when the spider was descending down into like the place where he's doing graffiti with Uncle Aaron, it glitches.
Yeah, it glitches.
Which like is telling you that it's not, but we
had no idea at that point that when you're in a different universe and you're not wearing a stability thing that you glitch.
Glitch, exactly. Yeah, no one thought about that. So
exactly, but they told you since the very beginning. It's just crazy.
It's and so also intertwined.
His persona thing or whatever has spots all over it. His little polka dots.
Oh yeah, you're right.
In the very beginning of the movie, it has little circles over the green and purple and the red and blue or whatever. And people are saying is, you know,
Spots his arch nemesis.
yeah.
Yeah, it's so well done. The reveal was crazy. The conclusion of Gwen's story, finding her own band, was awesome. The next movie is gonna be wild because you have Miles. So Miles got to deal with Miles in the Prowler in that universe. Gwen and the team, they got to find Miles and save Miles. Miles also has to deal with, everyone's got to deal with the Spot because he's like, this showed him, he's like this, oh my gosh, he looks so good, dude. And then you got to deal with Miguel and all the Spider Society.
Mm-hmm.
That's all put in, oh, it's going to be a long movie. It's going to be like 2.5 hours plus.
It is.
But give it to me right now.
It's gonna be crazy. I don't know. I don't think that the Miles versus Miles Prowler is gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be incredibly long, but
No, I don't think it'll be
I
as
think
crazy as
that
we think.
I think that it'll be maybe a big part of the movie. So I don't think they'll just ignore it, but I don't think it'll stay there long.
I think the movie is going to be. This is my theory on the Beyond part, like why it's called Beyond. Because I think that certain things are bigger than the multiverse and like the canon events. And like, I think it's going to be about destiny and like changing destiny based on certain things like love or something like that. Or like whatever characteristic you want to put in there, if you know what I mean. Like how
Mm-hmm.
Miles, his destiny was changed. How Gwen's father's destiny was changed. Like that. Like the Prowler Miles could end up helping and becoming who he was supposed to be in this all, like be able to twist canon events to make them fit.
Gonna
Yeah,
become a good Prowler.
because it goes beyond what we think the Spider Verse is, and like instead of things collapsing, it's fixing things through the changing of said person or destiny. Or I think it's gonna be all about changing your destiny. That's what I think.
Yeah,
Or like what's actually meant to happen. Yeah, I think it's gonna be that, which should be cool. So
definitely. Yeah.
yeah, movie's amazing. Go watch it if you haven't. 100 out of 100, perfect movie, one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Should we run through our rankings? We don't have to like do our like take a ton of time. Individually, just go, and I'm not counting Venom or Let There Be Carnage. I'm just doing just Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So just run through your 10 through 6. Just quickly give a little short sentence why there, and then we'll go back and forth for 5 through 1 quickly too, because we don't need to. I mean, we've talked about this before.
Yeah, we're gonna have way different lists.
You think so?
Also, oh yeah,
Mine
maybe
are
not. Maybe not the top as much, but
maybe. Okay, what's your 10 through 6?
still low. Yeah. So my 10, I have Spider-Man 3.
Okay.
My least favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Number 9, I have. You're not gonna agree with this. I have Far From Home.
Oh gosh.
Um, it's just I just like the other movies better.
Oh, that hurts a lot.
Every single one.
That's crazy.
Other than Spider-Man 3, I like better than that movie.
Oh my gosh.
Number 8, I have Chasm 2.
Okay.
Because I'm a Chasm fan.
Yeah.
My favorite Spider-Man. My number 7, number 6. You're still not gonna agree with this, but these two, it's just like I don't know which one to do which.
Mm-hmm.
It's Homecoming and No Way Home are my 7 and 6, and I just don't know.
Wow.
I just don't know which one to do for which.
No
I think
Way
7. I
Home
think
is that
Homecoming's.
low. That's surprising.
It is. I think Homecoming is a better movie than No Way Home, but No Way Home was
Yeah.
a way better experience watching it. I just haven't watched it again since, so it's hard to put it above it, but I did. So I put
Yeah.
that at number 6.
Yeah. Oh, now it's my turn. Duh. All right. At 10, I have Tasm 2.
I'll take.
You have it at 9. Shut up.
No, I have it at 8. Actually,
Oh, you're right. Uh,
there's no way, there's no world which Spider-Man 3 is better than TASM 2.
I haven't watched Spider-Man 3 in a while, but TASM 2 has a lot of bad. There has a lot of good too. It has a lot of good. There's a lot I like, but I guess it could be interchangeable with my 9, which is Spider-Man 3. I don't really care for it. My number 8. This is no one's opinion. I have the first Spider-Man. At this point, you're getting into movies that I think are all good. Like this is like it's low, but like this is good. Like these are good movies.
I think Spider-Man 3 is the only one I think is not a good movie.
Yeah.
To be
Amazing
honest.
TASM 2 is extremely rewatchable and I enjoy it, but I think it's a bad movie. That's why I have it low. Spider-Man, I love Green Goblin. Great. At 7, I have TASM, the first TASM. I think it's phenomenal. I love it. I don't think it's perfect, obviously, but the Gwen, the Stacy relationship that we get, all those things, the suit, the web slinging, the quips, all that, amazing. And at 6, I have Far From Home. It's one of my favorite Spider-Man scenes of all time. It's fantastic. I love it. So, yeah.
Yeah, my number 5, I have Spider-Man.
The first one.
The first one.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
Like I said, like my Spider-Man, it's low on my list, but it's still high in my heart. Like it's still a great movie. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, it is a good movie.
At my number 5, I have Homecoming. I think it's fantastic. Like I don't agree with the Iron Boy Jr. things. Like I kind of get it, but I don't agree. I think he does a great job on his own. He's got great moments. Vulture's underrated villain. So that whole scene in the car is, I think, such a good scene too.
Definitely. But my number 4, I have TASM.
TASM.
The first one. Like I said, it's my favorite Spider-Man.
You remember we watched that on the 4th of July?
Yeah.
Yeah. At the time, I thought it was the greatest movie of all time. At my number 4, I have Spider-Man 2.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so it's.
I'm not think that you put No Way Home above Spider-Man 2.
I don't know. Like, I'll explain why in a second, but yeah, I love Spider-Man 2. I think it's fantastic, but
yeah, that's my number 3, Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2. Yeah, I figured we had the same top 2. My 3 is No Way Home, and Spider-Man 2 is a better movie. But my favorite theater experience ever, like the culmination of my childhood, and like my favorite character in all fiction, like all just meshed together. It elevates the score. If I were to be fair and honest and like an actual good movie reviewer about No Way Home, like No Way Home would probably be around 5, maybe. Maybe 4. Maybe probably switch Spider-Man 2 with it, and maybe Homecoming. I think Homecoming is probably a little bit better of a movie than No Way Home. But just I can't deny how when I think about that, when I like how it makes me feel, all those things. So it's just it's a life-changing movie in the sense of like what I felt watching it for the first time, which is why it's so high. I don't think it's anywhere near as good of a movie as Spider-Man the first one or Spider-Man 2 or things like that. But
definitely. So then our number 2 and then number 1 is Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spiderverse.
Yeah, Into the Spider-Verse is incredible. I literally had it at a 99 out of 100 because I think the only flaw with it is like Kingpin's not the craziest villain. Like he's good, but like I just didn't care for him as much. And I didn't think this movie would be better. Like I kept hoping. I was like, I think so. But in my heart, I was like, there's no way. This movie's Into the Spider-Verse is too good. And then it's Across the Spider-Verse came out, and obviously it's we know. So I have some Spider-Verse trivia for you.
All right, we'll see how that goes.
There's only 8. I don't think they're too crazy. So,
Okay, we'll
um,
see.
okay. Who voices Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099?
Oscar Isaac.
There, that is correct. What is one of the nicknames that Gwen calls Miguel when she first meets him? There's one, two, there's three, there's a few options. What is one of them?
I don't remember.
Really?
You gotta remember, I've only seen the movie once.
I know. I didn't.
I don't remember what she's called him.
She calls him Blue Panther. She calls him Nacho Libre. She calls him Dark Garfield.
Yeah, I remember Blue Panther. That's it.
Okay.
After you said it.
Okay. What is hammer space?
Hammer space?
Yeah. They put a whole on-screen thing about it too. I'll give you
don't
context. So when Vulture's wing gets ripped off and it immediately grows back, and then Miguel's like, he is hammer space.
space is like oh gosh, how do they describe it?
You don't have to be perfect.
It's like the storage of what is it? I don't remember how they described it. Basically, it's like the infinite storage of like
Yeah.
Jesus animation or
Yeah.
whatever, and you can just drop back.
Yeah. It's essentially an explanation of characters, primarily cartoons, who seem to have infinite supply of invisible and impossible storage space. Like in the first movie, when his Spider-Ham pulls out his hammer, hammer space. So, what food did Miles throw at the Spot in the first movie?
Bagel.
A bagel. What is one of the three worlds that Spot travels to when he kicks his own butt? Obviously, we know he goes to Mumbattan and that place, but the first three that he goes to, do you know?
I mean, he goes to the Venom universe.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to the Lego, right? That's that time.
Goes to the Lego, and there's one other. Do you know it?
I remember it being really weird.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Once you tell me, I'll remember it. But
it's technically just comic. It's amazing fantasy.
That's
amazing fantasy universe.
Yeah.
When Miles brought the 2 cakes to his dad's party, what did they say when they showed him?
Oh.
It's a great joke.
Oh, what was it? It's like I don't remember what it was. It was like not proud or something.
Yeah, it's
like
I'm not proud.
Yeah,
which is so funny. What food was Spider Bite? So the VR Spider Woman. What food was she eating when she
was
No.
Dang it. It was some kind of gamer snack.
It was Fritos, yeah.
Fritos, yeah.
And then the last question, what Earth is the spider that bit Miles from?
42.
You know his jersey is number 42 that he wears?
Yeah. And it's like everywhere in Spider-Man.
Yeah. They show
like, even in other projects they like used it was like his lucky number.
Yeah.
Like 42 and other things. Yeah.
So alrighty.
So a lot of backstory. Yeah.
We're gonna take a break from Spider-Man. Same. We're gonna take a break from Spider-Man to talk about what we've been watching, and then we'll end with the Spider People draft. So, yeah. Do you want to start, or I can start?
Yeah, I'll start.
Okay.
I haven't watched that series of movies, so
yeah,
it's like half and half.
Yeah,
we'll see. But yeah, some of them we'll talk about together. The one I watched right before we started was Animal House.
Yeah.
I'd already seen before, but I didn't remember it really.
Okay.
I watched it like in high school or something with friends.
Nice.
It's just a movie
from 1978.
Yeah.
Did Dad recommend it?
Huh?
Did Dad recommend it to you?
No.
Oh, you just watched it.
It's like Tommy Boy type comedy type stuff. You know, it's old. But yeah, it's just about a frat called the Animal House, Delta Frat or whatever.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's pretty much the premise. They do stupid things. I watched Jerry and Marge Go Large.
I don't even know.
It's actually a pretty good movie. You don't know what it is? I've seen clips of it all over TikTok. for like 6 months, so I finally decided to watch it. It's got Bryan Cranston in it.
Oh, it came out last year. Oh, it's got Rainn Wilson.
Yes, and yep, and Rainn Wilson. Basically, it's based on a true story, which I didn't know. But basically, this dude is like a factory worker. He retires. He's really good at math, and he figures out there's a flaw in the lottery, so that on roll down
Oh.
weeks, when the winnings go to people who got 2 and 3 numbers or whatever. Well, 3 numbers because the winnings 2 numbers, you get a free lottery ticket.
Hmm.
Um, he basically, if you buy enough, you win,
Oh,
guaranteed.
interesting.
And so it's about him doing that with his wife, and then they get like a group of people from their town. They basically revive their town completely
Oh, that's
by
cool.
taking. They just take people who buy into it and create a business out of it, and go buy and print and check all the lottery tickets and make. They ended up making like $27 million or something like that
Oh, wow.
before it got shut down and phased out or whatever. Um, but then there's these kids from Harvard who also figure it out, and there's this thing with them. Um, but yeah, it was a pretty good movie, entertaining, pretty short,
You know,
to
it's
the
fun.
point.
You know, it's funny.
What?
So the other person that has seen this that I follow, he's like a TikToker. He has it at a 1 star.
I mean, it's like a 3-star movie, but
Yeah.
it's definitely not a 1-star movie in my opinion. You won't hate it. It's not
No.
going to bore you to death and whatever. So yeah, another movie I watched Escape Room, which I've wanted to watch for a while. It's interesting to me, these kind of movies. It's basically like Belko experiment type deal. It's like a social experiment type deal, but escape room that actually like kills you, and it's like based on these people and um all this stuff. So basically, it's premise. It's like these people get selected for an escape room. Then each room is like related to a trauma of theirs. They all are sole survivors, so they're like statistical anomalies, and they figure out that they're like trying to figure out who's the luckiest of the lucky, that kind of deal,
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff. Um, yeah, it's pretty interesting,
That's cool.
and I like escape rooms and puzzles and things like that, so it interested me.
Right. That makes sense.
Um, I watched A Man Called Otto. That was actually a really good movie.
I heard it's
Uh,
pretty good.
Super sad, but yeah, it was actually a really good movie. Tom Hanks actually
Does
did a good job
good
for
job.
once. Um, yeah, incredibly sad.
Yeah.
Essentially, he's just like
Depressed, right?
this depressed guy trying to kill himself, old guy, because his wife died,
Yeah.
and fails like multiple times for different reasons. And this new couple moves in next door or whatever, and the wife or whatever, and she like won't leave him alone and keeps trying to make relationship with him,
Gotcha.
and then he finds purpose and meaning. That's kind of basically the premise.
Nice.
Um, after thinking he had none.
Yeah.
Moonrise Kingdom, the best of the movies I watched this week.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I thought it was great. It's very Wes Anderson. The style was awesome.
It's a great coming of age story.
It is a great coming of age story. I thought it was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
Not much to say.
Yeah. Really nothing to complain about. Nice. So I've been watching The Office. Um, I'm on season 8. I actually don't think without Steve Carell it's that bad. Obviously, it's
No,
missing.
it's not that bad. It's just missing
It's
the main.
missing
It's
him.
missing its heart. So.
Yeah, it's just not. I still laugh. It's still funny.
Oh, for sure.
I still love it. But like when he leaves, I cried.
Oh, for sure.
With Jim and him, it's like I'll see you at lunch tomorrow. I was just weeping, dude. I was so sad. Oh my gosh. I watched a movie called Run with Jenna. You've probably seen the clips on TikTok. It's the movie about the mom who drugs her kid to keep her like sick.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, it was wild. It was like messed up. It wasn't bad. Um, it was just very average, like nothing crazy. It was very suspenseful. It kept my
attention throughout the movie, and I planned on like being on my computer the whole time, like on my laptop, and I was watching it. So, and the ending's pretty satisfying. It's got a great ending. I'll spoil it if you don't care, but
Yeah, I
um,
don't care.
so basically, obviously, this mom is drugging her kid, but it comes to find out that the mom had had a baby that died after like two like 10 days or 2 hours. Sorry, 2 hours. Died after 2 hours. And when the mom left the hospital, she stole a baby from the baby thing. She stole the baby. So she stole her daughter. It wasn't actually her daughter. And this daughter finds out that she's been giving her like dog medicine, all these things to like cause her to be sick. So she's always needing to be taken care of. All these things, basically. Finds out and like is on the run and eventually escapes, kind of, and she's at the hospital and the mom's trying to break her out of the hospital and she gets saved. Police come. Mom falls down the stairs. Pretty funny. Well, you think she's dead. I thought she was dead, but then it turns out she's not. And like this girl grows up, she gets married, she has this job, she goes to school, she's like learning to walk again, all these things. She has this whole, they don't show all this, but this is implied. But then she goes to this prison, this infirmary, where her mom is. And I'm like, what? This is stupid. Because like she's like being nice to her, she's like talking to her, explaining about her life. I'm like, this chick like made your life awful. Like, why are you like why like what like I was just terrible. I was like, this is awful. And then the last 5 seconds of the movie, basically, the daughter is like, I love you, mom, like, but it's time for me to go. Or she's like, I love you, it's time for me to go. I need to leave, basically. And like the mom was like shocked the whole time. And then final 5 seconds. The only reason this movie became like actually decent, like towards the end, and I didn't think the ending was trash, is because she like spits out pills that she was holding in her mouth to get them through security, and she takes them out, she puts them in her hand, she opens her hand, she goes, now open up, mom. And then the movie ends, and I was like, that's actually pretty, it was really satisfying. She was killing her. Because she made her life obviously awful, but satisfying ending, to say the least.
That is.
I watched The Incredibles, which still holds up, still great. It's fantastic. Top 10 for sure. Top 10 for sure. Pixar, probably top 6, top 5. Watched Onward, underrated. Really love it. Got great charm. Chris Pratt, Tom Holland do a great job. Story's super fun. It's funny. It's a great movie. Watched Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, because I watched the other one last week or something like that. So working through it. It's a great movie. I don't know what else to say. For my rewatches, I've been putting my favorite quote from the movie. In my quote I put was, I've got a jar of dirt. I've got a jar of dirt. You never guess what's inside it. And he falls. I watched Reality, which you would actually probably like. It wasn't like amazing, but it's basically Sydney Sweeney plays this person. It's a true story where her life it's like 2 hours of her life being put on trial or being investigated by the FBI, basically, because there have been classified documents stolen by her because she worked for like the government, basically. And that the script is completely taken from audio that was recorded the whole time. So everything was said in the entire movie. Everything was recorded, like in a real life thing that actually happened. So it was like anxiety inducing, super good. I mean, not amazing, but and then I watched a movie called Sanctuary. Was good because it has like the best cinematography of the year. The other guy, not Jared Carmichael, but the white guy from On the Count of Three, is in it. And it's basically about this dude who is like really rich and he runs a hotel company. His dad died and so he took over. And he does like these fantasy kind of like, I don't know, sexual tension things that he pays this woman to do, like a lot of money, where like they don't touch, they're not like having intercourse or anything like that, but like she's dominant over him is really weird. It was really like the concept of plot really really weird. I didn't enjoy it because of that. Because it was very very sexual. Which I didn't know. I didn't watch the trailer before going into this. I just heard people say that it was good. And so like that was really weird and like very uncomfortable, definitely. But the plot was like fine. Other than that, like the acting was really really good, and then the cinematography was mesmerizing. So that's what I liked about it. But and then we both watched Threat Level Midnight. Um, did you just go
Yep.
watch the episode?
Yeah, when she texted me that you watched it, I was like, yeah, I want to watch it again.
So funny, so good.
That's hilarious.
It is very very funny. And then we both watched Shooting Stars, the movie about LeBron,
Mm-hmm.
who the actor playing LeBron, not actor, basketball player playing LeBron is someone that we knew slash know.
Yeah.
Mookie Cook, Marquise Mookie Cook. So, what'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a good movie
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be
for
too.
what it was. It's really good basketball
Yeah.
um, choreography.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just thought it was overall really good, honestly. I give it like 4 star. It's probably a 3.5 star.
I don't
It's
remember.
just really, really, really cool watching Mookie do the role.
Yeah, that was like the coolest part for me.
Yeah, it's just cool to see him do it. It was a really weird first experience like that. Um,
Like you know him, like, and we knew him when he was like a second grader.
hmm Yep, all growing up. Yeah.
Like,
Um, I'd say the only thing I think it could have been really, really good if they would have just. The downfall is that bro really doesn't have that great of a story.
it's true.
His story is just not that crazy. He's like, wow, I'm really good at basketball. I'm getting all this money. I got
Yeah.
this. I'm gonna get millions of dollars. I got this car. I have a girlfriend. I'm
He
winning basketball games.
Yeah, from where he started, obviously was not the greatest. Like he lived in obviously Akron. His mom was poor, but like
Yeah.
everything that happened, it just kept going up, up and up and up and away. There's no hardship.
No, and it was just not as impactful. They should have made him. They should have made him feel more legendary.
Yeah, that didn't. It didn't feel like he was. You know.
Like the coolest, most awesome high school prospect to ever happen, and then he became this sick. Like it should have built a ton. Should have had a lot of weight on him being like the best of the best coming out of high school kind of deal. Like they should have been comparing him. He should have been, getting all these different things, even if it was fake. That's what I'm saying. It should have been more like fluffed.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Um, just to make him seem more interesting. And then it should have finished with like a montage type deal. Should have cut to like a highlight reel,
Oh.
like him getting drafted, and then it should have been like his rookie year, then taking Cavs to the finals, and then
Hmm.
Heat, and then all. It should have been all this different stuff.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It was missing a lot of the scale that it needed.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot to enjoy. Um, Mookie was great. I just didn't like Caleb McLaughlin very much.
Yeah, he wasn't the best.
Yeah. It felt like it was like, is this movie about his team? Is it about LeBron? Is it about his team? Is it about LeBron? Just do one or the other.
Well, and a lot of times it felt like it was about Caleb McLaughlin, which was like really weird.
Yeah, it just was not. Didn't have a sense of direction. So
No, not
I,
too much.
I gave it extra points because I knew Mookie. So which was just cool in general. Like I remember when he was a kid, he probably looked up to me because I was like this older. Like he probably looked up to you. It's weird. Now he's this
Yeah,
superstar that's on the red carpet for a new movie with LeBron. It's crazy.
it's facts.
But yeah, boring week of movies. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I didn't watch anything besides Across the Spiderverse is taken up obviously, but other than that, like I didn't watch anything above 4 stars this week. You watched Moonrise
I
Kingdom.
watched 2. Nightcrawler was good, and Moonrise Kingdom was good. They were both good.
So,
4.5.
alrighty. We are going to draft Spider People. We're going to draft 8 for our Spider Society team. And MCU Spidey, Raimi Spidey, Andrew Spidey is all on the table too. Plus any Spider-Man that's seen on live action or in movies, I should say, in television movies, whatever. Whatever variant you want to pick. If that makes sense. Okay. Because you got most of those trivia right, you can go first.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna pick my favorite after this movie, which is Spider-Punk.
Nice. He's fantastic. Oh, that's such a good. I'm gonna pick who I think is the strongest Spider-Man. I'm gonna take Miles Morales.
It's valid.
Because he's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Spider-Man 2099
I thought you were gonna.
because he just is.
He's
extremely
that guy,
powerful.
dude.
He's just that guy.
You know, why not? I'm gonna take Spider-Gwen.
Yeah,
I think she's great.
That was my next pick
Yeah.
for sure. All right, next up. I mean, I guess I'm just gonna keep it within the realm. I'm gonna take Scarlet Spider because he was hilarious and he looks great.
And he's cool in the comics, so like we could kind of count that too in terms of like ability.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go live action, and I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take the Amazing Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield.
It's fair enough. If you would have taken anyone else, I would have just said you could have had him around like 55.
Yeah, you're not gonna take.
But he was the only one I was gonna take.
Yeah, for sure.
I might take another one, but
Thomas.
No, honestly, no. I pick Bully McGuire.
That's funny.
Yeah. I'm gonna take Insomniac Spider-Man. Goated.
It's a great pick.
The PlayStation Spider-Man.
I'm gonna go to the biggest surprise of this movie. I'm gonna go Spider-Man India.
Valid.
For me. He's fantastic.
Valid. I'm gonna go back in time.
Okay.
Out here, and I'm gonna pick Spider-Man Noir.
Oh.
One of my favorite. He has it. It's not because his character was like done justice or anything. He's a great casting, Nicolas Cage, but it's not like they did anything crazy like they did with, Spider-Punk to make him like awesome.
Yeah,
they didn't do anything special, but he's a great character.
Yeah, he's super good. I'm gonna go with one of my favorite iterations of the character, one of the oldest. I'm gonna go Spider-Man 67.
That's valid.
I just love him. That's our 5th pick. So we got 3 more each.
Oh yeah.
This is where it kind of gets fun because you could go typical characters, or you could do some more fun characters.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Superior Spider-Man.
Superior. That's. Which one is that?
He's the red and black one. He's pretty fire.
Oh, is that Kane Parker?
Yeah.
I think
so. Yeah. I think so.
It's this one that I have back here. Nice. Okay.
Or no. That's
not
not Kane Parker.
But
No, because that's Scarlet Spider still.
That's Scarlet Spider.
I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take Web Slinger and Spider Horse as my. That sounds like 2, but it's 1.
Yeah,
Or
there. I was gonna take him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take. Spectacular Spider-Man.
Dang it. That's valid. That's very, very valid. Okay, you gotta let me know if this plays. Because it's technically a variation of Spider-Man, but it's also kind of... It might be cheating. I don't know. I was gonna say Arachnite. It is technically part Moon Knight. So if you say no, I have another option that I'm good with. But
he's in. Is he in What If?
no.
Because then you said
Oh,
from TV and movies.
You're right. Right. So in that case, I'm gonna take Zombie Hunter Spider-Man.
Okay.
I did say anything that's been on screen. He has not been on screen, which he should be. Sorry.
Yeah.
He's like one of my favorite iterations of Spider-Man.
Oh yeah. I have 2 they're not actually Spider-Man, but they are. I don't know which one to go with. I think I'm gonna go with the meme. I'm gonna go with Spider-Pop.
Okay.
The other option I had was Spider-Boomin.
Spider-Boomin?
Metro Boomin.
Oh,
Spider-Man.
Metro Boomins? Oh, that's a good point.
Because he looks sick. He's just obviously just a cameo, but he looked so sick.
His line was funny too.
Yeah, it was, and valid. Bro gets instant valid because he made one of the most fire movie soundtracks.
It's so
of all
good.
time.
It's so good.
Possibly
it's also
the best.
clean.
If Phil Collins didn't exist.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Pause. Variety released a list of the 100 best Disney songs. Ranking. Number 94 was On My Way.
What?
That's top 5.
Oh, for sure.
It's one of the greatest songs of all time in the history of music. Oh my gosh. Anyway, sorry. I just had to get. Okay, I'm gonna go meme as well because I really like Bombastic Bagman. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But we haven't actually seen him do much, you know. We've just seen him in general.
Peter Park's car.
Huh? Peter Park's car.
That you're gonna do Peter Park's car.
No, I think I'm gonna. I like Spider Rex too. Pretty funny.
Yeah.
I like Spider Ham, but I think this isn't. I guess it's meme. I guess it's not. But I'm gonna take Lego Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Because if Miguel thinks he's one of the best, then he's gotta be. He's gotta be.
I guess he's one of the best.
Yeah. So, alrighty. That is our Spider Society, our Spider People draft. Micah took Spider Punk, Spider-Man 2099, Scarlet Spider, Insomniac Spider-Man, Spider-Man Noir, Superior Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, and Spider Pop. And I took Miles Morales, Spider-Gwen, The Amazing Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man India, Spider-Man 67, Web Slinger and Spider-Horse, Zombie Hunter Spider-Man, and Lego Spider-Man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sirski.
All right. Well, if you watched all that,
You would have.
Good for you.
You'd fit the entire Spider-Verse movie in it.
Yeah, you should have watched that instead.
Then come watch this.
Yeah, long episode, but thank you if you watched to this point. Life's tough. Get a helmet.